Thank you very much.
Hello, Sash.
Hello, Sash.
Hello.
Hello, Sash.
It was a chaotic episode last week, for which I would like to apologize most certainly to the people here, but also to the people who've chosen to listen to last week's recording. As for where we are right now, we're all on the road. As I recall, we had been recently betrayed, or rather, the rum that we're accompanying had been betrayed. Did we end that combat or not?
We didn't combat.
No,
Yeah, we
because
were
we
convincing
convinced
to
them.
leave.
Perfect.
We
We
used
didn't actually
suggestions
fight.
and stuff.
Oh, that's right.
And then just talked
Yeah.
ourselves off because we're giant killers, and they were like, you know what, maybe we don't want to mess with giant killers.
Yeah, you convinced one of them and charmed the other, and the other one, it departed. All right.
We
Then we talked to some fur traders and got some
Yeah.
furs.
We got through
we
the
each
fur
got a
traders.
purpose.
Is that where we left it out at the fur?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had just purchased their cart and donkey as well,
And
Yeah,
all their
that's
bundles
right.
of pelts.
with all their
That was the
pelts.
last thing. Yeah. So, Leroy, you are now the proud owner of another donkey, or of a donkey.
She said that.
And a cart. We store the stuff in the cart, and we use the wagons as transport.
Yeah. God, we are a
Caravan,
caravan.
man. Nerd caravan. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
That's going to be like,
I'm researching.
but the tower's going to be very squished, like with the three animals. Isn't it like 10 by 10 feet?
Yeah.
I know that there's like an ox, like a roast.
Well, when we get
and
into warmer, like climate, we don't really need it all that much. We only really needed it because of the low, like a million.
Yeah, we don't need to keep
degrees.
the animals in the thing anymore.
Yeah.
The tower anymore. We can just leave them outside. I assume you can still hear from the outside of the tower from the inside.
No, because it's just like a building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aside from it being magically warm as hell, it's just a
It's-
building, right?
just
Yeah.
that stone building. Yeah, it got windows and everything else.
Cool.
Before you depart, you enjoy a smoke with these guys. You've got your plenty of tobacco now, and they've still got their personal. So you all enjoy, those of you who partake at least, enjoy a puff of the pipe before you depart. And while you're having this little social smoke, he says, the chief trader who sold the donkey says, "Shame about what happened down in Golden Fields."
What happened to Golden Fields?
Oh, you have not heard. It was hit by giants. They sacked everything and made off with countless months or years worth of grain and other foodstuff. These giants were ravenous, it seems, and they just stole all the food that they could find: goats and wheat and everything else.
Something similar happened up in Brinchander,
Oh, is that so?
but we defended it. No giants lingered long enough to cause lasting damage.
Aye, well, I'm glad to hear that. I would have thought that Bryn Shander would be the first land to fall in a giant attack.
Indeed.
I suppose, though, it has walls. You can't say that about a place like Tribor. You would think that after all these times, a big town like Tribor would have built some walls, but no, even to this day, they stand unprotected.
Did they also get attacked?
Not that I've heard, sir. Only Golden Fields. Though I had heard rumors about Bryn Shander as well. To have you confirm it for me is, well, both tidings good and bad.
What kind of giants attacked Golden Fields, do you know?
Oh, I can't say I know too much about the giants, but these ones were really hungry. Dim-witted, from what I have heard. Some have called them ogres, but I don't know if that's a generalization, sir, but large, dim-witted giants, always hungry.
Sounds
Like this one, the hill giants. I show the bounty poster of a hill giant.
I cannot say, master, sir. I've not been down there myself, only what I've heard from travelers from Mirabar.
Definitely sounds like hill giants.
Well, that's interesting. We'll keep an eye out for any more information.
He bids you farewell and returns to his tribe with steel and gifts for his wife and stories to tell.
Hell yeah.
All right. Wild Gold, would you give
Yeah.
us a percentile roll? D100, please.
D100. 71.
All right. Just so happens that's the number I went straight to.
Magic.
Was quite magical. All right. Give me a moment. All right. There is a horse approaching. You hear it before it comes, but it's galloping. It's galloping. It's as fast as it can. You hear the ring of armor as well, indicating that whoever is mounted on this horse is probably clad in chain. Um, it sounds like they are about to come around the road through a gully that you're currently traveling with. It will be difficult for you to avoid them, but if you wish to climb up the frosty, ice encrusted embankments, you could get out of the gully if you wish.
We have right of way. We've got three vehicles.
We've got
So-
vehicles.
You do.
I thought exactly.
Do you stop? Do you position yourselves? Do you continue on?
We'll slow down.
Yeah.
Can you use can Preston be used to make like a sort of loudish sound so that to alert him that there's something right around the corner?
Yeah, right. You've got your reversing truck lights going bam, bam, bam. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
What sort of sound do you make?
Really loud horse or something.
Bang, bang, bang for pots and
Yeah, I guess.
There we go.
Sounds
Sound
good.
like a soup kitchen.
Yes.
Is that the sound you make?
Yeah, I guess like just something to let them know like we're here.
Excellent, excellent. The horse whinnies. It sounds like it rears up, but the galloping continues. If anything, faster than before. Rushing towards you.
Around the bend.
Around the bend. Make perception checks. Anyone who wants to.
What like is it? I guess it's daytime.
It is daytime.
I
That
have
means
21
disadvantage.
passive perception.
Right, it does.
Or I will roll.
Uh, 4.
20.
All right. Pretty ridiculous. Okay, so Roz and Aradel, you both see this rider through gaps within the trees and lower sections of the embankment, and you notice a few things about them the others might not as the rider approaches. They seem desperate. They're looking over their shoulder constantly, and the horse is frothing at the mouth, possibly because it's got 3 crossbow bolts lodged into its flank near the rear end, near the hind leg on the left side. And the armored figure just keeps looking over his shoulder constantly. He sees you and he's making for you. He's racing for your little merchant caravan. You notice that he wears black robes, he has silver armor, and a single black gauntlet on his right hand.
Do I know what that means?
What do you have? Thieves' camp?
No.
Do you have religion or history?
I have religion and history.
You can make a check on either of those if you want.
They are both +9.
That's pretty crazy. Um, there's a few things that he could be, but what he most likely is, given his black cloak, his silver armor, and his black gauntlet, is a priest of Bane, the god of terror, the god of conquest and fear. A very powerful and widely worshipped god, particularly by nobility and those who rule and hold power. Bane is a god that rewards those who have power and hang on to it.
And also there's Zentarum, isn't it?
Also the Zentarum. So this individual is racing towards you now. He will be upon you in a few seconds. He's about 200 feet away, and his horse moves at 60 feet around without running. So he will be upon you within moments. What do you do?
Can
so
Wild
he's
go
got-
to the front and sort of
Yeah.
take a defensive stance?
He's being pursued.
Roz will join Wild and just say, "This is desperation, not hunting. Whatever. Is there anything behind chasing him at all?
Not that you can see yet, but since you do ask, you think you can hear more horses. Yeah.
I usher the kids underneath the giant blanket.
Yeah.
Like, how he's going to curse this son? He's going to cast Mage Armor on himself. Oh, wait a minute. I've already got. I'm missing a Merva one spell. I must have already cast it last session.
It's been a day.
Oh, it's been a day. So can I?
Well,
Well,
is kinda-
that's another roll is another day, right?
Roz is gonna try and gesture to the
Well, I'll cast it now, and I'll reroll my portents.
Go
get on the
ahead.
horse to take shelter behind us if he can. Behind
Thank
Darren.
you, friend. He says from behind his full-faced helmet.
What are you being pursued
yeah.
by?
He stops and takes a breath, but doesn't get off his horse as he comes around and once like he's a little bit apprehensive of your warband, and obviously who wouldn't be, but clearly he fears whatever's coming more than he fears who you might be. And he says, "My name is Aethelwolf. I am a priest, and I appeal to those of you who are chivalrous, or those of you who fight for coin. In either case, I appeal to you out of either righteousness or a business opportunity. Save my life."
How much? How many?
is your
how many
god?
coins?
Coins, yes, my coins. I will offer you my purse. He grabs it. I know not how much it is in there. He shakes it. Make an insight check as he shakes it to give a bit of an indication of what might be there.
Oh, anyone
Maybe
or-
20, 25 coins is a guess.
I mean, obviously he's got the secret.
Yeah, right then.
The hoard.
He tosses the coins at Wild Gold, but does not answer the question about who he worships. Please, you must defend me. I am injured, and here they come.
Answer the question.
He draws a big, heavy mace, and it is a beauty. The mace is made of black steel with this great black phalange ball at the end, spiked
good.
with silver.
That is cool.
Silver chrome spikes. It's a magnificent weapon, right down to the red handle wrapped around with a soft red silk.
That's so cool.
If you are
Why are
threatening me, I am
pursuers?
not impressed.
Not threatening you. I am preparing myself for battle. For if you are going to fight for me, then I will fight alongside you.
If he tries to turn and run, I'm gonna prepare lightning lure and pull him off his horse.
Can
Alright.
I spy what's coming?
You can. And anyone who, in fact, is able to see. They round the corner, and they're at a distance of about 250, 300 feet when they do. There are 3 horsemen. They are bearing quite clearly the insignia of the Zentarum.
And we know Zentarum just to be mercenaries.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I remember,
You did have some interactions with them in Nightstone, as I recall.
yeah, I remember my character
They're-
called them bandits a lot.
There are
Didn't-
kind of wankers in Nightstone, but like they never did anything explicitly bad.
Didn't we find out that they were bad because we talked to the main people there, like the villagers, and we found out that the Zentarum barred people?
Not exactly. The way and I might be misremembering, but the way I understand it was basically the Zentarum, they were there before the attack happened. They didn't join in when the attack happened and sent out some word to their allies, other Zentarum members. Those other Zentarum members came and were going to basically take over the town, essentially. But then when you brought back like 300 people and there was only 10 armed soldiers, yeah, they handed back power to the town. So
Yeah, but not because they had a choice.
yeah, not at least not without spilling a lot of bloodshed. Because 10 trained soldiers in a defensive position maybe could defeat 300 peasants. It's not impossible. In any case, they acquiesced.
I'll hold calm emotions until they get within 60 feet.
They don't get that close. At about 150 feet, they halt their horses. They don't get off. They just halt them, and the horses stamp and champ impatiently.
So Aradel, what does that mean? And I point towards the black glove.
He's a Bay Knight.
A priest, he corrects. I am a priest.
You are in need of help, but until we know the nature of why they are chasing you.
You there, travelers. My name is Marius. And this man that you're looking at has glowing white eyes. He is handsome, firm-jawed and blonde-haired with a kind of tanned visage. He looks pretty in his shining armor, and prettier than any other Zentarum thugs you're probably familiar with on the streets of Waterdeep. My name is Marius. I demand you hand over this fugitive in the name of the law.
What are his crimes?
He is a Bane worshipper, a worshipper of the god of destruction and death and murder. This is not true. Bane is a god of law and of order, of protection. I think you are confusing your own god with the god of Helm. He is a Bane worshipper. This is a crime punishable by death. Hand over the fugitive, and we will not give you any trouble.
I will turn to the Bay Knight and I will cast suggestion on him and say, I suggest you turn yourself in.
Wouldn't that be directly harmful to the person?
It's not, no, turning themselves in isn't directly harmful.
No, not
Never said
directly. It's
killing.
indirectly and definitely harmful, but not directly. Yeah. But it will cost him his life, and he refuses to do so.
Can I ask if he has a bounty to them?
Aye, he has a bounty. 50 gold pieces, reward. We shall take him into Waterdeep.
If I help, can I have some?
You may keep all of the bounty.
Sweet.
What's more, that item he carries is an enchanted bludgeon. You may keep it, for it is a holy symbol of Bane, and we want nothing of it.
Who is your god?
Ah. We have no god. We serve only Manchun.
Is that correct? Like, is he lying to me?
Make an insight check.
I would like to also make an insight check.
Who's Manchun?
Only 14.
He seems to have faith in this master of his. There's a kind of nationalistic pride that religion is sometimes a substitute for. He believes in this man. Faith.
Worshipping evil gods is like all around not a good thing anywhere, right? Pretty
That's right. Whether or not it's legal or illegal is another question, but like there are very few, if any, evil gods that are accepted. It's generally regarded as either something you don't do, or if you do it, then please keep it private. I don't want to know if what you do with your slaves in your spare time. I don't want to know that you've got slaves in the first place.
All right, cool. I guess I'll help turn him over.
So we're wild.
He's no friend of ours.
Wait, what are you doing? No, no, you cannot! And he attempts to attack. He rolls for initiative.
Damn, I was gonna say
Alright.
if he starts running, I get an easy spell off real quick.
Yeah, I guess I'll.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm just outside real quick, so hold on a second.
My initiative be good.
Initiative. It's not bad.
The initiative tracker appeared as I clicked the button. It didn't appear.
Okay, I'm coming.
Initiative tracker has joined the initiative.
Well done. What a surprise. You are ready for anything afternoon, Nat.
He just woke up from it too.
Mm-hmm.
This priest, he raises his large black morning star of his mace, bomby knocker, and he's looking for the target to strike. And there's so many targets that he's gonna have to hit you all, I suppose.
Oh
Oh my
shit.
god, Luro.
Wait, sorry, should I swap it to like the one I
Supposed
rolled
to do
first?
that.
Look at that.
He's so big.
That wasn't supposed to do that.
You are
Do you
particularly
not have a-
tall.
Do you not have a token?
I think I do.
I might not, and if not, it'll be my fault.
Go to
Um,
token stamp and make a token, Jackie. I've linked it in the Discord.
What? What? Okay.
Also, Steven and Jake.
Mm.
Again,
Token
entirely
stamp.
my fault. Blame myself.
That's alright.
I'll do it in a minute.
All those rough edges.
I like
Putting
squares.
yourself in the middle of the pyramid.
You can be an octagon, I think,
Squares are superior.
but there's no border, and you're off center, and you're so short and fat in that picture.
He's right. I hadn't noticed, but you are short and fat in that picture.
It's just rude.
All right, afternoon nap. You got the drop on this guy. He raises his mace. He's going to clobber everyone that he can. What do you do?
Am I close to him? I don't know. Would I be close?
It's a good question. He's in the middle. Like he's ridden his horse around to the back, and so I imagine that we're all within 30 feet of him. He was seeking your protection after all.
I'll just shoot him with my new hand crossbow.
You raise the bow and aim above horse level. Bam! Ooh. It strikes straight through his chainmail. He's he can't defend from all sides, and so you get past his shield.
If one of us is within range of that guy, does he get sneak still?
We'll say he's 10 feet away from anyone. Yeah, he says he didn't. He came around the back. Yeah, somewhere between 10 and 30 feet away from everyone.
Like circled around the caravan to like sort of hide amongst us.
That's right, but his horse is so big that he can't like crouch up against you and snuggle. Like he needs a bit of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aerodale. Afternoon nap has drawn blood.
Well, this guy's a priest, so he could be a cleric, and I'd rather he doesn't cast anything that can harm all the bunch of kids in the back of the carriage. So I'm gonna cast command and tell him to grovel.
All
So-
right.
DC 14 Wisdom save.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
His will is strong. Bane, help me!
Because
And
attacking wisdom could be a good idea against a cleric, is it?
no, but a lot of my spells that are useful are wisdom. And that is that.
Aerodale.
That was me.
Yeah, of course it was. Your access.
I put myself in between him and the kids.
Beautiful.
I'd get within 15 feet. If I'm not already, and cast my lightning lure to pull him off. So it's a DC 14 strength saving throw.
Yeah, I'm not going to let him pass this one.
All right, he fails.
So
So,
he's pulled up to 10 feet to me. and if he's in within 5 feet of me, which he would be, he
Yeah.
takes 5 feet, 3 damage, 3 lightning damage.
He's off his horse, right?
You have ripped him off his horse for an extra D6 damage.
Hey.
So 9 damage total.
All right. You drag him unceremoniously with lightning and leave him at your feet, floundering. Roz, he's right there now. What do you do?
Roz will try and grapple him
All right.
if he can.
Let go of me! Let go, I say!
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Okay.
He's
Oh.
determined.
God, he ripped Roz's arms off.
He
Ah,
breaks
so
free.
close.
Roz grabs him in a big, strong grip, trunk and all. But the man lets go of me and breaks free triumphantly. Bane protects me.
Can I
With the
try again
second
for my
one.
second
Yeah, you
attack?
can.
Come on now, just stop flying.
This time he is wrangled.
I'll just I can rope.
Even though you hold him, even though he's restrained, he still is able to move his arm. And he flails the mace around wildly, and he knows now who to attack, going straight for Roz.
Too bad it's not a flail.
It's not a flail, yeah. So he sort of he imitates a flail, but
You can't
flailing.
flail a flail.
Not really.
Flail a
Alright.
mace.
He's not particularly strong though, and so this weapon is poorly suited for him. But he
Both
knows how to
miss.
use it. Oh, really? 18 misses. No worries.
Yeah, I got 19. I had my AC
Oh.
wrong, like 3 times. Sorry.
Ah, no worries. It's a good hit, and he strikes you on the side of. Do you wear a helmet? You wouldn't, would you?
It's my shield. that wouldn't
Beautiful, beautiful. As he strikes your shield, there is a flash of black light, like this black pulse, that that has no effect because your shield blocked whatever it was.
Whoa.
Wild Gold here is restrained.
Can I try to wrestle his weapon away from him?
You can.
Is that
It's an athletics check, yeah. You have a weapon in your hands. It is a pure black mace, save for its red grip and its chrome spikes.
Alright. I look at Luro and I say, catch! And I chuck it to Luro.
It's your
Ugh.
catch.
You have a big, heavy, cold weapon within your hand, and this man is held and vulnerable, but he's still fighting. What do you do?
I think we've got rope.
It's bonking time.
What? We've got rope, yeah.
We do somewhere, I'm
Okay.
sure.
Somewhere, yeah.
I'm gonna find some.
All right.
Burnt all my rope.
Jackie, if you've got a explorer's pack, you'll have 50 feet of hempen rope in there.
I do.
Yeah, you'll have 50 feet.
Yeah,
30
Ryder
feet.
would have made sure you had one before you left. Don't worry. He would have gave you a pack.
Good call.
Wow. And we're gonna use that to tie around him.
All right, you get to work. What part of the body do you bind first?
The arms.
All right, his spells will be hard to pull off if he can't move his hands.
Inflicts wounds on you as you do it.
Well, profit.
You know, let's just make sure he can't do anything. I'll cast blindness on him.
All right. I can't see. How ironic. He said. Please, please, you must let me go. I will give you my weapon, and you may keep all of my money. In fact, you've already taken it.
I'll throw him the 25 gold coin pouch back and say that I'm gonna get 50 from this anyway.
It bounces off his chest because he can't see it coming.
Let me pick it up again.
As it
Just keep throwing it at him.
as it hits the ground, it spills out, and this is how many coins are within.
Oh shit! 1d. Oh wait, shit, that's not how to roll something. 1d6.
Can I roll the D?
2 platinum. Yeah.
Dang.
Who's rolling the 2 on the silver there?
Yeah, I'll roll the silver.
If you don't roll a 2, you're dead to us.
Or a 20.
It was close enough. It was close enough.
There wasn't about 20 coins in there after all. 25 coins.
I'm gonna pocket one of the platinum pieces, just one, and then I'll give the other one. I'll put the other one back in the bag for party funds.
The platinum piece that you
Yeah, you
pocket, the platinum piece that you pocket was forged in Zental Keep.
Oh. Okay.
Cool.
Like, Vane's the god of tyranny. Like, does he
Yeah.
think he's the tyrant?
Tyranny and fear and domination.
If this guy isn't dominating anyone.
Not anymore. No, certainly not blinded. And he's gone quite quiet, as if there's some kind of joke to which he is subjected to.
Roz will start walking him over to the other people. who are
Thank you very
somewhere
much,
around
sir.
here.
Luro's keeping his weapon.
It's fine.
Ah.
Sounds like a bad dude.
That's sort of an out of character question as well. How? Because is he still attuned to that?
For now, but like when you attune, he will no longer be attuned to it.
Ah, okay.
Someone
I
else
thought
does.
it was like, you can't attune if someone's attuned to it,
No, it just
I thought it was something
overrides
like
it.
that.
Attuning
Yeah.
to an artifact of an evil god sounds like a great idea.
Tell
How do
me.
you know it's evil.
I can identify it later.
Smacking people with it.
Tell me, sir. The long blonde-haired man with his golden eyes asked Roz, "Are you a knight?"
Nah, I'm just more of a fighter. I fight.
You are truly a magnificent creature. I have never seen anything quite like you.
Yeah, my kin are quite strong people. Yeah.
You and your warband could have a splendid future within the Zentarum.
To be honest, don't really care for the Xantarum too much.
I understand.
Kind of happy with what we're doing here. We're just going on the road.
Well, in any case, if you should find us in Waterdeep or any of the cities of the Sword Coast, and if you're ever looking for any employment or simply a character reference, then I hope that I can be of assistance to you one day. You've served me quite well. And he gives you the 50 gold that he promised.
Oh, thank you. I'll keep that in mind, and I'll gesture my arm out for the clasping handshake.
He doesn't get off his horse, but he does at least lean down to offer you a shake. And his shake is firm. He meets you at eye level, such as his eyes are. And there seems to be a genuine respect if he still feels superior, but he probably feels superior to everyone. So the respect that he has for you is nonetheless genuine.
What was his name again?
Marius.
Marius.
Mario.
Mario.
Nice name, Marius. Till next time.
He gives you a salute. And he heads on the road, dragging his blind quarry behind him.
Can I go
Well,
talk to our armless, legless chap?
he's got
Hello.
one arm, one leg, doesn't he?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, one
yes.
arm, one leg.
Yeah.
Hello,
Poor
friend.
bastard.
He says as he tries to adjust his position. To what do I owe the honor?
I'm not gonna help him because I feel like that'd be seen as.
He's struggling, but he's got it. Fuck's sake, let me do it myself. I've got it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We just had a run-in with the Zentarim. Do we know much about them in our faction?
They're the enemy. They're our natural enemy, in fact. The Zentarum and the Harpers have been at each other for hundreds of years.
Oh.
What did you do for them?
They were after some priest of this.
You gave them a priest?
It
You
was,
fool!
It was a priest of an evil god. It's
Cyric? You gave them a priest of Cyric? The god of murder?
I can't remember which one it was.
Bane.
Bane. Sorry, no Bane. No. I think it was Boone. Bane.
No, that is not
Bane?
possible. Bane is the god of the Zentarum.
Well, he had the black gauntlet thing on his arm, is that and everything.
He had the black. Did he bear a black mace?
Yeah. Yes. Lura has it currently. She took it.
I thought it was silver, mate.
No, it's
No, silver
black.
tipped on the
Mm,
flanges.
Like chrome
Yeah.
spikes.
That's
Okay.
it.
Who is this guy?
I do not know who the man is, but he is a priest of Bane, and that is a Nightbringer. Those weapons are given only to the priests who have proven themselves in conquest and loyalty and faith to Bane. But they must not have been Zentarum. You must be mistaken somewhere, for the Zentarum and the Temple of Bane are one and the same.
No, they even tried to invite us to join Zentarum if we ever were in town. That it was definitely Zentarum.
And definitely Bane.
Yes.
How interesting. There must be a rift between them.
You say Zentarum are bad? Aren't they just mercenaries of sorts?
They are conquerors of the highest order. They represent the boot. The kind of strength which takes from you, like an older brother stealing from his child brother, or a large city crushing a small neighboring town.
Well, I'm afraid we did aid them in this day. We shan't make that mistake again, though.
And yet, you did nothing to help the Temple of Bane. It is hard to say what is a greater sin, helping an organization of evil men or helping an evil god.
There might have been a way to help neither, but what's done is done now. We just live and learn.
Aye.
But just a
Say.
point. This means Davil Starsoul might have been telling us the truth, though.
What?
And the other, like, Davil might have been, like you said, there was a good Zentarum about, and these guys just arrested an evil guy.
Well, they're also evil.
Mm.
They're part of Manchun's side. They're both not good.
Yeah.
If
But
you've
the
been
one's
following it all.
less good.
I mean,
Oh.
neither of them are less or more. It's just one follows a powerful wizard named Manchun, the other ones follow a powerful evil god.
Yeah.
Both are probably evil. It's just conflict of interest. It's not like
Yeah, good and bad.
conflict of morals.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
that-
Can I have the pearl for a bit? I'd like to contact my superior.
Of course.
Thank you. And I'd quickly tell him about what just happened, and the name that we got from him, the Zentarum and everything.
And so, do you mean like Thwip?
Yeah, Thwip.
Yeah, that's the thought. Yeah, he's interested, and he replies back that he has heard unreliable reports that all of the Baneite worshippers have been driven out of the city of Waterdeep. So it's really only Waterdeep that is this sort of island within the Zentarum, a rebel faction, if you will. And but he didn't know. He had nothing to confirm that, and your evidence confirms it for him that the Zentarum of Waterdeep are rebelling against the Zentarum of Zental Keep in the east.
Right. Good to know. I'd relay all that information to the party, let them know what happened.
What do we do about this weapon?
Can I identify it as a ritual?
You absolutely can, and it is indeed a Nightbringer.
Ooh. +1 on critical hit, con DC 13, or be blinded for 1 minute. Fresh save at the end of each round.
So when you blinded him, he's like, ironic.
I was like, I was trying to like find something that said like, I was like, what does this mean? And then... Okay,
That's cool.
nice. I don't think it can't be used as a holy symbol of
It's
Bane.
also a holy, yeah, and it's also a holy symbol. of Bane.
Okay. So while it's not like cursed or anything, it is a holy symbol of Bane.
We can't repurpose it, give it a new paint job, and be done.
If you paint a magic weapon, will it stay painted, or does the paint deteriorate over time or something?
It's a great question, and the logic probably suggests that the paint will deteriorate. But you need an Arcana check to
Is it like
confirm.
really obvious that it's a holy symbol of Bane to like every single person that sees it?
To anyone that
No.
knows religion.
So like normal people
Yeah.
seeing it wouldn't be like, oh my god, that's a holy symbol of Bane, evil people.
No, they think it's badass because it is. It's like it's a nasty looking weapon. It's
It
the sort of
looks
thing that an orc chieftain would give 100 skulls for. This thing's magnificent.
Yeah, so
But,
you don't even need to change it really.
But could they
But-
not try to influence you if you use it? Because like it is his
Possibly.
weapon.
It would be a DC 15 for the history. So a lot of people would recognize it. It's not invisible. But
As a
it's
cleric,
not
do I
tangible
know if it's
either.
bad taste or like bad luck or something to be using things like a Bane
It's
weapon?
probably disrespectful.
Yeah, all
Mm.
three, and what you said earlier is also a possibility of Bane somehow influencing. It's highly unlikely, right? But
But the possibilities there.
the possibilities there. There is a definite connection. This is it's kind of like this belongs in a church, a Baneite church. So it's like using some other religion's holy relic to bake people's skulls with. It's kind of impious, blasphemous. That's the word I'm looking for. Heretical.
We should probably just give it to the dwarves at Mirabar for them to melt down or something.
But it's also a
Oh.
very good weapon.
But it's also a mace.
Hmm.
It's also perfect for Luro.
It's a D6, right?
Yeah, D6.
We
One-hander.
Oh, is it a
Tried.
one-handed? I thought it was two-handed.
It's a
No,
mace.
one-handed.
Oh, okay.
Maces are simple weapons. Simple one-handos, 1d6.
Oh, I thought it was like a massive two-handed mace, which is why I was like, it's perfect for Luro.
Not quite.
No, it's not quite that big, but it's an intimidating and devastating weapon. But you can still use a shield on the other hand.
I vote we give it to the dwarves, sell it, and put the gold into the party fund.
We can, if Luro really wants a new weapon, we can go to the dwarves and get one.
You
We could probably
small.
trade that for a two-handed weapon for or something.
It's
You know?
magic, so we might be able to trade for a great club of bonkening.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Tree branch of hit hard.
I like that one.
A +1 great club that DC 10 con save will be knocked out immediately.
the ugly stick.
I'll have your face rearranged
That's a paddling.
permanently.
Alright.
Alright, well, Luro, you better chuck it in the back for now so no one sees it. And then we'll get you a better weapon along the way.
Okay.
Is the cripple and the kids in the same carriage?
What?
Not if they can. Not if the kids have any say in it, because that guy freaks them out.
He can tell them stories about, being in the Harpers. kind of
Getting crippled, like no.
I woke up and a lion man was severing me leg off.
It's not that they don't like him. It's just that he's freaky. He's only got one arm and one leg.
There's nothing wrong with him. He fought off
Paradel.
a frost giant.
Yeah,
He's
don't you know the
children.
average amount of legs is less than 2?
Exactly. That's what makes it so weird.
If anything, we're the weird ones.
You've got more legs than average.
He's yeah. All right, you can make persuasion roll disadvantage. You can use these kids to ride
I'm
with
very
the cripples.
unpersuasive, so I will give myself guidance. Um,
Kids aren't interested. Like, and like the poor old mate, he overhears it, and he just sighs.
do you want a book to read while you travel?
Yes, oh, thank you very much. Puts the
Sorry,
book aside and doesn't read
I tried to convince them.
Ooh, I know. I was going to do magic tricks for the kids, but they're being dicks, so I'll go and do it for him instead.
it.
Just go sit with him and do magic tricks.
Make a persuasion roll at disadvantage because he thinks it's highly patronizing.
Well, but it's magic tricks.
But it's magic tricks, so you never know. Performance at disadvantage.
Performance.
Oh my.
But that's it. Persuasion is fine. Yeah, like that double 20 is
Double
what we're
nat
looking
20.
Yeah.
He is in awe. Can you teach me to do that?
Yes. I can teach you sleight of hand tricks.
I'll give you a hand.
Perhaps. Can I still
I
cast
like
magic?
custom it for like one. Customize it so the tricks are one-handed.
Beautiful. He has something to work towards. He has something to do now, something constructive, or something to focus on besides his own misery. And you give him a new lease of life. And every day he wants to learn more, and every day he's practicing, every hour. This guy must have been quite an explorer, quite a warrior in life. He did solo a pair of giants after all, but the determination that this guy shows is formidable.
Ooh, now you can just con lots of people out their money or do it for fun.
A very useful trick for a beggar, he admits.
You need to give him robo arms.
How long,
Robocop reborn.
how long would it take him to teach him the mage hand cantrip?
Roughly one trip to Silvery Moon.
Or Unseen Servant. Both of those would be extremely useful.
Yeah, but Unseen Servant is a level 1 spell, so I guess it's more complex.
Yeah, but it's
I
but it's
agree.
still level 1, so it's within his he's a half elf, is he?
I
Or
think he
elf.
is, yeah.
Can't remember.
I think it was a half elf, I think. Yeah.
It's within his capabilities.
Alright,
This guy seems quite independent. I guess mage hand would be more useful. Or more.
Absolutely, and particularly like what could be more useful when you're missing a hand, right? Having a mage hand, a phantom hand, as it were.
I
Is,
suppose my character
pretty-
asked him if he would want to be taught this.
He is very enthusiastic. Like he wants to learn more and more now. Addicted to opportunity.
Let's get that spell book out and to get him teaching.
Excellent. You get your first apprentice. Do you induct him into the Arcane Brotherhood?
No.
All right. Good. It's good for him.
While he's getting taught, I'll also read like the Book of the Silver Marshes, like
Information
specifically
overload.
specifically about how kind and accepting the Lady of Silvery Moon is.
And while they're doing that, if it's during the day and we're not moving, I'll start getting us moving.
All right.
I thought we was in the cart and moving along while we're doing.
Yeah,
how
you
we-
guys can just be in the back teaching him his stuff, and we can be moving along at least.
How far along have we moved?
A
We're
while.
like 3 days in.
Yeah.
I'm also looking out for those blue lizard men that I paid to find the bounty.
Yeah. No sign of them, unfortunately.
Damn it! They've run off with the gold, the bastards.
Jaraxxus. Give us a D100.
Can do 87.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Coming from the north, it's a fairly clear day. There's not much wind blowing, and so the snow isn't falling or being lifted up off the drifts. It's a fairly clear day. And coming from the north is a small cavalry army. There might be as many as 50 horses or steeds. At first, you think it's a large herd of maybe elk, right? Reindeer. Too big for reindeer. Probably elk or moose. But no. When they're around about a mile away, you're pretty sure along this relatively flat drift of snow, probably about 6 to 9 inches deep, just a little bit deep to be inconvenient, but not really slow you down. Yeah, this cavalry army, 50 strong, perhaps 30, 40, maybe more, and they appear to have seen you because they're coming in your direction at a canter, at a slow to medium speed.
How much time do we have?
Several minutes, but less than 10 minutes.
Do they have their weapons drawn or no?
At this distance, it's hard to tell, and it probably doesn't matter anyway.
I was going to put a tower up, so like, if we can fortify inside.
Yeah, and you cast the spell to do that rather than because you won't have time to do the ritual.
No, the spell takes 10 minutes.
Ooh, you'll be risking it. You don't think that you'll have time, but you might.
Well, I guess if there's any chance of getting off, you might as well start straight away.
All right, you get started.
I guess I'll go hide in the bushes.
Beautiful. There's only like low scrubs here, but you find one. Sorry.
Roz will be keeping like an eye out just for as soon as they get close, like what type of armor they're wearing, like what faction they're with, essentially.
Excellent.
Do they have any like notable symbol?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Burning hands and shit.
Is this another day?
Yeah. Yeah, it can be the next day.
Okay, I'll reroll portent.
Yeah, good idea.
And the configuration for the tower, if it's done in time, would be 2 empty rooms. So you can fit as many people in as possible.
All right. All right, the rest of you maintain your positions or defend the wizard. Excuse me. And when they're about 1,000 feet away, a bit over 350 meters, at this distance, who they are is quite clear, and they're not a cavalry or an army. They're a tribe of centaurs, and they've brought with them many steeds. So rather than being 50 mounted warriors, there's actually less than 10 centaurs and half a dozen young. And they are leading several horses, beautiful, large horses with shining white silver coats.
Would I have seen centaurs before from where I'm from? Because
yeah,
it's sort of a plains area. Well,
Yeah.
I'll greet them then, because I would have seen them. Hello.
Wait, my character used to get harassed by centaurs in his cave.
Probably deserved it.
Those centaurs?
Ooh, these are very shaggy winter centaurs. They look like they're well equipped for
different ones
for being in frigid climates.
And this was down in Waterdeep.
Yeah, so probably not. Probably forest centaurs, the one you encountered.
Well, I'll start off towards them, non-threateningly, and say hello, wave at them and stuff.
All right.
Kids, there's centaurs.
Wow, they're amazed. There are only a handful of adults, only 5 adult centaurs, and they've got 8 young. These centaurs approach, leaving their young behind, keeping them in the control of the herds. And the 5 adult centaurs approach Wild Gold. And who's gone up with Wild Gold?
Yeah, I'll go up.
Me too.
Excellent.
My character's busy casting as well, so he can't go.
Does anyone speak Sylvan?
I do.
I do. I think.
All right.
Check.
He's able to communicate with you, and Luro, I think,
Yeah.
would as well. I think they do.
Luro
I'm fairly certain.
No.
Wait. No.
Elvish.
Elvish.
Yeah, that's right.
We-
I've said before how
We
silly
talked
it
about
is.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he begins speaking in his own native language in the Sylvan tongue. Deep barrel voices are long, shaggy white fur and white sideburns and beards. Very, very hairy, these centaurs, but their hair is like yeti fur, very fine and long.
Before the conversation starts, would I know if they're very proud people that don't like to be insulted, or
These guys are from a long way away, like the other side of the world, right? So it's kind of like comparing your tribe to a snow leopard tribe. There are some similarities, but not many. But yeah, they are a proud people, and well, they should be. They're tall and they're strong and they're fast. They might not be very technologically developed, but centaurs are an impressive creature, and so they usually are proud. Yeah.
then knowing that before we start, I'll say to Jaraxxus, whatever you do, don't insult them.
I think as a general rule of thumb, you shouldn't just go up insulting people anyway. On first meeting.
It's more just don't be inadvertently rude.
I would think that's more your domain. Give him a wink.
Lol. Hail, friends! The barrel-chested leader says in the common tongue. We are looking to establish trade relations with humanoids. Do you know the location of the nearest trading post?
Do we?
Well, I mean, there's Luskin, but I wouldn't want to trade with humans there. They're kind of shitty. They'll do their best to give you the worst price. If you don't mind traveling up further, there's like Hundlestone, or there's Bryn Shander. I mean, that's about all I know up there, though. Or maybe Ironmaster, but it's a bit difficult to get them.
We have only our horses and our bows to travel with, and our whistles useful for herding animals. Well, where can we sell these items?
That sounds quite useful. Whistles for herding animals, and these horses look pretty good, to be honest.
They are the
what do you
greatest
charge?
horses in the north.
Well, what are you charging?
We are interested in trading what you have, but we have some idea of the value of gold. Each of these horses, we have been told, is worth 200 gold pieces.
That's a lot. Alright, well, I'll get out. Oh, how much are those whistles, though?
Ah, yes. 25 gold pieces is the price we have heard they are worth.
I'll get my Basilisk skin that I haven't sold yet out. It's worth 25 gold. And I'll get out. I'll get out 3. Oh, they probably won't want bundles of pelts, would they?
We shall accept most trade goods.
Well, I'll pull out my 3 bundles of pelts, so that's 150.
Yeah, they take that.
For a horse and a whistle?
That's worth 225, is it?
No, it's worth 175. So I've still got to make up a little bit.
Or make a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Can I aid him with that?
Absolutely.
And I'll try and sweet talk with them in their own tongue.
Advantage then?
I think it's an extra D4, isn't it? Is that what you mean, the aid spell?
No. Just like try and help him. Like help action.
All right. How do you? What do you do to convince them? What's your assistance?
I'd probably. I was gonna start out saying, I'm talking in Sylvan this whole time.
Yeah.
Hail. Your travel's faring well.
Well enough. We have found some yetis, but we have disposed of them.
You say that your horses are around 200 gold pieces. Who told you this?
These are the finest horses you will find anywhere in the north. I have heard that they sell for 500 gold pieces or 1,000 gold pieces to particular noble families within Waterdeep. They are the fastest horses you will ever find and have been responsible for winning many racing carnivals in the far south, or so I have been told.
Okay, who told you these things?
We have heard this from various merchants who buy our horses from time to time. My merchant contacts have not visited my tribe in 2 seasons, though. We have come south instead. I have grown tired of waiting for my contact.
That's very unfortunate. I hope everything is okay with your trades.
I fear the worst.
Hmm.
Should I make my persuasion roll now?
Yeah, I don't see any way I can talk them
yeah.
out of it.
I don't, but that's alright because I was going to make it up anyway. I'll pull out the. I have 2 Yeti horns. I don't know how much they're worth though, so I'll get the one of the Yeti horns out and ask if this is an ample trade, and if I can choose my own horse.
A fellow Yeti hunter, you may keep your horn, but I see now that you are an enemy of the Yetis, as are we. Every Yeti that you kill helps our own tribe thrive.
Well, we actually killed the queen of the Yetis.
Did you really? Tell me about this. I would like to be able to pass this story on to my tribe.
It's a long story. We should probably camp for the night. We'll tell stories around the fire.
He would be nothing would delight him more. And he slaughters a goat that has accompanied them along with their herd, and is willing to listen to your stories. These horses, by the way, are magnificent. They're called Cold Garden steeds. They're a brilliant white, almost shining white, and they are in fact stronger, faster, and fitter than most other riding horses.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I needed a new horse.
I guess while we're telling the stories as well, I'd use dancing lights to sort of make because I can combine the lights to make a little humanoid. I'd make a little visual show as well, sort of it depicting what happens in the story.
And I embellish the story heavily, we were in there and we killed her, and then 300 Yetis came out of the walls, and we had to fight our way out of this tidal wave of Yetis. All the way, almost all of us died, but we didn't.
No, this story is grand. If only we had drink to make it a party.
Hold on. I'll go to the dwarf and ask to buy one of his barrels.
I suppose I'd hate to have some angry centaurs on my hands.
So he'll just give me one?
50 gold pieces.
50 gold?
Yeah.
Yep. 552.
While they're doing that, I would probably go up to them at the main centaur, I guess.
Yeah.
I too am in the trade business, but I trade Roth. Have you know a lot about Roth?
Good animals.
That thing over there.
Aye.
I have a Roth farm up near Bryn Shander. Maybe perhaps we can trade sometime.
I hope so, but you'll be needing a herder's.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Herder's whistle, 25 gold pieces. And you will find that herd animals will answer your call much more easily.
Yeah, I think I shall, and
I already bought one, and if it's only for herd animals, then I don't really need it that much. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going. Okay. Well, there you go. You owe me now, though. Call it 20 gold.
Sure. I just give Wild 20 gold.
Are any of you bowmen? Are there any archers among your warband?
How much was I into the spell when this is happening?
Well, everything. They want to settle down for the night, and we've slaughtered a goat and we've cracked open the rum. Looks like we're having a party with centaurs tonight.
Fighters can use a longbow, right?
Absolutely.
Then I can use a bow.
Ah, perfect. You are the sort of man who would suit this bow. It is a bow for strong men. You will need to aim just as you would normally, but this bow, you can use your strength more.
Oh,
And,
no way. That's dope. If that's legit, I think that's dope.
Yeah. I have heard them called compound bow, but we have known them only as horn bow.
Virtual. Okay. So
They
they
are
still
not
have to aim
cheap.
for dex, but you roll for damage.
I
for
still have to
strength.
aim for dex. Oh.
You'll have to aim for dex.
They sell it.
But still, it's pretty cool.
Can I pick the horse out myself?
is.
Absolutely.
Is there one that's like larger and maybe a little bit more rambunctious than the rest?
Yeah, you take the largest stallion. Absolutely.
Hell yeah! And also, I'll ask him. Wait, does that whistle actually help with the horse? Should I actually have one?
Absolutely.
Fuck. All right, I'll get another one then.
If he has
I'll
he
hand
has
him that 25 gold piece bag.
Excellent.
Can Leroy point at the one that Wild Gold chooses and goes, Euro?
No! 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 Horse gold! No!
Maybe
Was
Euro
there,
gold.
was there not already a horse gold?
Fine, Euro gold!
Euro gold. That is like gonna win the Melbourne Cup. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, unfortunately, I just realised my coin purse is pretty low, so if I want this, it'll depend on my party.
Double the price of a regular bow. A longbow is pretty expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Laura will give you his money because he doesn't use it. He doesn't have any idea
you
about
you
it.
just give me all your money.
Because he has no idea about money.
Can't eat money.
So you get 29 gold pieces.
I play an extremely similar character in
long-
another game.
A longbow is 50 gold.
So
still
100
have-
gold pieces you would need.
You will
If
find
you're
it
interested,
worth
I have 19 apple pies, if you heard of them before.
it. 19 apple pies.
We got them
I
weeks
pull one
ago,
out.
They,
Exquisite tasting.
he will give you a discount of half a gold piece for each pie. So 10 gold piece discount.
That 29 gold gonna get you far.
It's gonna help.
I forgot. I've got 2 bundles of furs. Like, how much were they again?
You
Um,
really want it though, Ross?
I can look it up.
I did, but
I mean,
I don't know.
you've already got the flail and shield.
50 gold per
I
bundle.
don't need it,
Yeah, I'll
but
sell
it'd
both
be
of
good
them.
for me, to be honest, because I suck with this crossbow. Like, I suck with this.
Ross, then don't use it. Be a unit. Get in there. Stop being a pussy.
You know, fine. Fuck it. I'm going back to the thing.
All right.
29 gold back.
Does he give the furs back, or do you still want to sell the furs?
I'm still selling my furs.
All right, you still sell the furs.
I mean, I just wanted 100 gold.
Awesome. 100 gold. He wouldn't have 100 gold pieces though. He can give you some ivory.
Does
100
he have
gold pieces.
Does he have high quality inks for like Squall White?
Oh,
Well, not Squall.
no,
I mean,
not
White.
not inks. No. High quality hair for making, I don't know, bowstrings and stuff.
Would
How
ivory
much
be worth
gold
more
worth
for
of
trading
ivory?
in like cities?
Potentially.
If I recall, ivory can be used for like a few high-level spells, so it'd be a good thing to keep too. I
Okay,
don't-
I'll trade it for the ivory then. How much ivory do I get?
All right. So how much? So you wanted 100 gold piece, right? That's what you sold.
Yeah.
Two furs. He gives you 200 gold pieces worth of ivory.
That's good.
Dang.
Yeah. And he's happy. He's got his furs. Doesn't need his ivory. They get drunk, really drunk.
Nice. Through the night, I kind of just keep talking to them and see what they know about the area that we're in at the moment. If there's anything we should watch out for, or something
are
we should look out for.
Foreign lands to us. We have never come this far south before. My people live among the peaks of the spine of the world.
Does he have more ivory to trade?
Do you know where the giants live? The frost
I'm
giants.
afraid we have no more ivory. No, we are sometimes raided by them. I know where some of their strongholds are, but I do not know where the Jarl is.
Damn. We're looking for the Jarl. We killed his daughter a while ago, and he's trying to take over, so we've sort of got to do something. And I bet he's worth a lot of gold. It's going to be fantastic.
To clarify, we didn't kill his daughter. Apparently, humans did.
No, we killed the Jarl's daughter. That's
Oh.
the queen that you're talking about.
Oh, right. No, sorry, the queen. Right. Never
We
mind.
killed the Jarl's daughter.
Ignore
daughter.
me.
And then just through the rest of the night, more stories, heavily embellished. The time I killed 20 basilisks by jumping off a cliff and slicing them all in one strike, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Until we
Hey.
have to depart.
they tell you the time that they hunted down and killed a white dragon within their tribe. They also tell you about the time that a great worm white dragon wiped out a quarter of their tribe in a single afternoon.
Well, yeah, well, that happened something similar to me. It was a great worm white dragon, though. And it was down where I lived, and I killed it in one hit. Yeah, just...
They drink at their rum, and you can see that they're now wondering if everything that you've set up until this point has been bullshit.
Fair enough.
One day I'm going to remember to have Zone of Truth active. Whenever you want to talk to literally anyone.
Whenever I want to tell my stories, that's when I embellish things.
Exactly. I'll keep it in mind.
All right. The next morning comes. Luro, roll a D100, please.
Okay.
The
Oh, I'm gonna
centaurs-
ride my horse this
yeah.
time too.
It's a magnificent horse, and
Oh,
with
no.
your whistle, it proves to be very amenable to your.
Another 71.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, another 71.
We move another 20. Has someone been moving us? Yeah.
Just me. So I'll re-roll
Okay.
that. Yeah.
You meet the
Yeah, you
centaurs
roll
again.
it.
They're like,
Yeah,
"Have
re-roll
you
it.
met?"
Oh fuck! What the hell? Seen you guys
Hey,
yesterday.
hey guys, we got like bows to sell. You want to buy a bow?
They restock their
Sick as
horses.
hell.
Can we not roll anything lower than 50 on these random?
Maybe lower than 70. I don't know.
Only
Yeah.
no, only Jake has rolled something
60.
low.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, it's nice. It's good.
That's a good thing because we're getting
You
up the
want to
same.
get some low rolls. I want to see what's in the lower rolls, to be honest. It's 85, the new roll.
Excellent. I'm just reading it now.
If we roll low, like the white dragon comes and like destroys the orphan cart.
No.
The
I'm in there.
great
There's less
worm
people to feed.
white dragon that I was talking about is actually real and comes up
Less-
from the south to fuck our shit up.
I'm feeding them for free.
The great white worm, like it's so big it appears on
Yeah.
the map.
Yeah. Covers the entire thing.
All right. It's so the clear weather continues into the next day after you bid the centaurs goodbye and they head off down in the rough direction towards Waterdeep or Hundlestone or somewhere else. And off in the distance, a considerable distance away, in fact, it would you'd probably have to walk through 20, maybe even more, 20 miles of light snowdrift or of melting snow anyway. You can see a village. There is a village up there in the hills. The smoke is rising from it. That the kind of pleasant smoke that you might associate with several campfires. And it looks like there's probably 100 to 500 people dwelling among the hills. There's little more to work out who they might be or what values they might have. And it would probably take you a fair distance out of your route to go and investigate.
Wait, what's I muted Rhythm Bot, but I can still hear it.
Magic.
Yeah, but I muted it so I didn't get a copyright strike to get.
Renew.
Yeah. Who knows?
How do you get copyright striked on an unlisted video?
It's an auto thing that YouTube does.
No, but
Hilarious.
I swear, like you can't get copyright striked on.
You can.
It's like private viewing.
It happened though.
That's so weird.
So I did that thing where like if it said it removed the copyrighted music from the clip, but it didn't. But the strike went away, so I'm happy.
Hell
Good.
yeah.
Hopefully we fooled the AI permanently.
Hope so.
So there's a
well,
village lies 20 miles or more to the north off the track.
there's no like road going that way.
There's not, evidently, and since you ask, there doesn't seem to be any road that leads to it from any direction. They are isolated.
Oh, this seems like an illusion. Like so close to the road, there definitely would be one.
Wait, do you think it's those fucking lizard men?
I doubt it.
I hope they're still looking for what I told them to look
They were like
for.
up on the mountain, right? Or
Yeah, up
towards-
in the hills. Yeah, 20 miles to the north, in the very base of the spine of the world.
Probably one of the barbarian tribes, maybe.
Alright, well, let's just keep going then.
Agreed.
Get out of this
Alright.
fucking godforsaken weather.
I could try and augur it.
What? Augur the weather?
Augur if meeting up with them would be a good idea or not.
I mean, there's no real reason.
Well, then we keep going then.
Alright. Aradel, D100, please.
B100. Whoop. 25. Is this another day?
Yeah, it will be.
Alright, 'cause I have used spells since. I'm permanently having only one third level spell because of create food and water.
Okay. The rest of the journey is rather uneventful in any case. You do, however, make contact again with the lizard men on this day. Still a couple of days out of Mirabar. They have little to report though. Apparently there was a blockage, or there is a blockage further up river. A bunch of marrows, which are aquatic ogres, big ogres that live underneath the water, are kind of extorting travel along the river, and that's kind of disrupting their own business. But they haven't been able to achieve what you set them out to do.
Alright, well, maybe if you guys can flush marrow
Mm.
out of the water, we can try to deal with them. You can get back to what you were doing.
They'd be interested. They're worried though. They don't want to bear the brunt of your failure. The marrow are going to punish them if you attack them, and they think that we're all part of the same team. But I'd perhaps make a persuasion roll with advantage since it's in their interest. Yeah, it sounds like stirring up the pot, and they're not sure if they want to be a part of it. I mean, you want to go ahead and kill the marrow by yourself, that's your business, but we don't want anything to do with it.
Alright, well, I'll pay them the rest of the gold that I owe them, which was, I think, 40 gold, because there was 8 of them, and I owed them 5 after completion and 5 before.
They offer that they think she must have gone to Mirabar, because that's just what they think. No one would go into the snow ride. Anyone who'd go into that snow would die. But they're wrong. But I mean, it is pretty hostile. They're still wrong.
Yeah, well, I'll give them
They're
I'll
cold
give them the
blooded.
gold and say good job anyway, I guess. And
Alright.
then go back to the party and keep along.
They're happy. They
Nice.
head back down to the coast. All right, and we make it to Mirabar.
Da-na-na-na.
The lead up to Mirabar reveals the immense wealth of this town. Its farms are terraced, built into the side of the hills and carved in, and they're very well organized, very well irrigated. People seem to use the very best equipment in their farming, nice, good, solid steel hoes and shovels and the like. Um, there are certainly poor people here, as there are poor people anywhere in the world, but even the poor here are dressed in sturdy clothing, thick furs, and strong boots. Um, it's a grand place, and you can see it come into view as you approach this multi-terraced city with a magnificent road leading up to a true fortress that is nestled at the base of the spine of the world, glistening with steel. The whole thing seems to shine as if a brand new coat of paint has been applied to the entire city. And up there in the battlements, gleaming like jewels among silver, are the guards with their halberds and their axes and warhammers. Uh, Perhaps half of them dwarves, and the majority of the rest are human. Anything that you want to do before you approach? There are griffins flying through the sky, and people farming the terraces who stop to look down upon you. You're you don't seem unwelcome here, but people are putting an eye on you nonetheless.
Are there any guards or people like along the road?
There will be if you choose to wait for them, or if you travel far enough along the road. You're inevitably some because there are a few. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we have much to do in Mirabar at all, is there?
It's
There
Dwarf
wasn't
Town.
really anything.
Mm.
Buy weapons, sell weapons. We can sell that.
Oh,
mace.
we can sell that mace
Yeah,
or
'cause
trade
we
it
can
for a
trade.
better for a better weapon for Luro.
Has someone written that down?
What, the
the mace?
mace?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Cool.
I can sell my ivory.
what have I
Here's
got?
what I
I got
read.
furs and stuff that I could sell, I guess. Yeti pelt, Yeti horns.
I want to buy tools, but I haven't any money.
I'll give the winter wolf pelt to afternoon nap because I owed him that.
Ah, nice.
Oh, and maybe I can turn the giant head in here as well.
Who needs money?
The rogue just asked who needs it.
I need money to buy some tools, but that's about all.
Oh,
That's what I
didn't
mean.
say
Like,
this.
why do you need money? What's money?
What is money?
Everything's free.
Because
Steal it.
yes.
Just steal it.
Yeah, let me, an elf, make an enemy of the dwarves.
The 50 gold we got off those nights that I got, do we want to split that or put that in the party funds? I forgot to ask that.
50
I'll
gold
just
for what?
split it.
Just
For
split it?
capturing that.
I mean, we're all needing gold at this point. We might as well
well, you
start
divide
splitting
the 50
some, and
gold
we've got a
between
lot
us.
in the party gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people.
8 people.
Did you add that platinum to the party funds?
Oh yeah, 8 people. That's right. Grady's not here.
Mm.
I took one of the platinum, but yeah, the other platinum, I don't know what people did with it.
I shall add it to the party funds then.
6 gold, 25 silver each.
Oh, hell yes.
How much is how much silver is a gold?
10.
10.
Oh, okay, so 75.
Also, I wanted to see if I could turn in the giant head here.
We already
Excellent.
have done that.
No, I've got one.
The other one.
The other one. I keep thinking that you still have the friggin' lady's head
No.
that we interrogated.
No, different one.
Is there somewhere I can turn it in here or no?
There should be. We're not inside the city yet, but there should be.
All right. Well, yeah. That. Okay.
So if you're ready to approach, you go up the terraces, along the wide, well built road. This place is engineered to a magnificent level, and with an emphasis on defense. The place seems like a true fortress, impregnable from sky or from land. Even if you have the strength of giants, you'd have a really hard time taking the place. Anyway, you make it up the terraces and reach the main gates, the massive arch gates, which through which any army that sought to conquer the place would have to march through, and you are stopped. You are stopped by guards, mostly human, but a few dwarves in there. Though it would have seemed that the dwarves fill the more elite roles rather than just these sort of glorified tax agent roles. And anyway, the guards stop you and tell you quite clearly what is and isn't allowed in Mirabar, and namely, pack animals are not allowed in, including horses. Poisons are illegal. Wands, staffs, explosives, and open flames are all illegal in Mirabar and are not to be brought in. And you can leave that. Yeah, so we have nowhere to store it. That's your problem. But you're going to have to take care of your own animals. If you've got poisons, I don't want to know because I'm going to have to arrest you. Wands and staffs and explosives, open flames, not permitted in the city under any circumstance.
What about eternal flames?
It's a flame, isn't it?
It doesn't produce heat or hurt, or it's just light, basically.
And they go and consult their captain. The captain says it's fine. It's open flames that are not allowed.
Okay.
Well, does anyone not
I'm
have
ready to,
something to do inside?
I'm ready to pull a Gandalf again. It's like, I am an old man. Would you deprive me of my staff?
They absolutely, it is wands that are and staves that are not allowed specifically in.
Why poisons? They're dwarves.
Illegal. Poisons are coward's weapons, and they're used by us. Only assassins and murderers need poisons.
True, but dwarves are quite hardy against poisons.
We don't fear the poisons. We have a moral objection to them.
Oh, that's fair. I
But-
was just
And
curious.
besides, half of the city, most of the above ground city are human anyway.
Is
Fair.
poison not just a matter of quantity?
It is not a matter of quantity. It is an illegal substance.
No, but most
No
medicines
beer
become
then.
poison. Most
Okay,
medicines
let's
become
stop
poison.
arguing with the guards and deal with what we gotta do.
Semantics. Since apparently we don't really need a lot, most of us stay with the carts, and then only a couple of
Yeah.
us go into deal.
Doesn't really seem like a town I want to purchase goods from.
Luro, if you're not coming in, oh wait, no, you gotta come in for a weapon, don't you? Well, someone else can take care of Euro. Alright, I'll drop off my fire bombs in the cart. I'll bring my gold and platinum. I guess my sword's allowed. I'll bring the giant head and the bounty poster because I want to ask some people about it.
I need to go in and do that, don't I?
And I've
We
got a
gotta
question
leave-
for Aradale anyway.
Leave all my legal goods behind.
What did you
Yeah,
say?
I'm gonna leave my illegal goods behind and take what I need in.
Aradale's like, is he an elf or like a half elf?
He's a high elf.
So I suppose, and he's worships the god of knowledge. Like, will I get a better price for my ivory here or in like Silvery Moon?
May I make some sort of check?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. History perhaps? Yeah, history.
Give myself some guidance. Although I may not need it. 22,
Yeah.
sorry.
Dwarves aren't big fans of ivory. Like, it's useful and it has its place, but they don't go nuts for it like some people
Yeah.
do. But down in Silvery Moon, yeah. On the other hand, though, Silvery Moon also has a lot of it's a bad. I don't know how to use the right term, but I want to say animal rights. But they have an elven culture, and the idea of killing an elephant and taking its horn to use for decoration is abhorrent. Some of them. So it's a difficult question to answer. On the other hand, the dwarves don't really want it. On the other hand, the elves might hate it.
They
Well,
respect the animals too much.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
The dwarves don't have a huge use for it. They're not really the artistic sort. Elves might, but they also don't take kindly to, well, not kindly. It's kind of frowned upon animal goods. But
Are they all vegetarians?
Not
mm,
all vegetarians, but they do have a strong vegetarian
No,
culture.
that was like the question.
yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't interrupt, but
Sorry.
yeah, just for the record.
No, but if you could get it turned into art, you might have a better time selling it in Silvery Moon, or somewhere along the line. Tribor is on the way, and that's a great trading town. I could buy some sort of carver's tools and practice.
Are we taking in the Bane weapon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is what
you
you guys
gotta
are doing.
try to get it
My guy's
traded.
going to stay outside. He's going to sell his ivory elsewhere.
I want to go buy tools.
Oh, is my shoulder monkey, my flying monkey, allowed in? It's not a pack animal.
But it's allowed in. That's right. Yeah, it's
Alright,
fine.
it's just chilling on my shoulder anyway. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Luro and go in then, because we know what we want to do.
Yeah.
If
Um,
you had
I
a
want to
bunch,
get my giant head traded for 300 gold, and then I'll give 100 gold to Nap because he helped me get it.
Cool, I want to go in as well. I want to hunt. I want to try to scout out for where there's a gnome could be.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
no, it's a halfling, not gnome.
Ah, halfling.
Yeah,
Same
I'll
thing.
show him. I'll show him the picture, the bounty picture, and so he gets a good description of it. She's got red
Excellent.
hair. Her name is Vordana Jezreel. She's a halfling woman, red hair, and she destroyed the tea trade.
I'm gonna go hunt for her.
Also, I
Alright.
gave you 100 gold.
Oh, sweet. Wealthy boy now.
We'll start with afternoon nap. How are you going to get this information? I might mention that Mirabar. I've already mentioned how defensive it is, but Mirabar has a docks. They do ship things up and down the river. It's a terraced city, so it's divided into sectors, high and low. And the higher you get, the more expensive, the more defensive it gets. The lower you go, closer down to the docks and the fields, the looser people get. In fact, the docks are outside of the city walls, so you could go down to the docks and still carry poison, if you know what I mean. It'd be illegal, but you could do it.
I was
Anyway.
gonna like use city secrets to like go to any like sort of like rogue places where you would like find fences and things.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, no worries. So you managed to find this half orc with one eye, a retired first mate from Luskin who made it rich and opened up a business here. And the dwarves tolerate him. Dwarves are notoriously racist, right? But anyway, this guy's got his business running, and it's a bit of a dive. But even for a dive, it's still quite nice. There's still nice brass steins, and there's still good furnishings. They've been spoiled and torn and spilled. Someone spilled beer on them, but they would have been lovely once upon a time. And the prostitutes, while they're probably a little bit festy, they're not as bad as the kind of sewer rats that you'll find down in the western cities. So the place is a dive, but it's got a kind of half cleanness quality to it.
Okay. I wanna like sit on the table and pass across like 10 gold and say I'm looking for a halfling.
Oh, well. Oh, what do you like? Blonde or brunette? Boy or girl?
Not that kind. I mean, I'm looking for information on a halfling, and then I'll give the description of the halfling.
Oh yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah, she came through here, headed down along the south road. It did. I think she might have been heading as far south as Tribor, and then she said she was gonna keep going. Something about the Sword Coast, I thought, but it didn't offer a lot of information. Uh, he looks at the money that you've given me. Give me some time to think about it some more. You've been ample generous, and if I can recall any more, I'll come back to you.
Okay. I'll just like browse the fine illegal goods.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Wait a minute. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. She had one of them flying cats on her shoulder, right?
She did. That's good
Aye.
information.
Yeah, fly and an old mule. She seemed to love that animal. Um, kind to her animal she was.
A
Um,
weakness. Thank you.
aye, she was. Um, yeah, she's come through here a lot of times over the years. A wanderer she is. Uh, I remember her now. Don't know her by name, you see, but I know her by sight. They say that she has some kind of mystical power to escape. Uh, People have put her behind bars and in locks and chains and all sorts of things, and the bugger always seems to escape.
Thank you. I'm just looking to do business with her, and that's good information.
Aye, aye. Well, whatever your business is, you paid me well, and I thought I'd give you everything.
Thank you very much. I'll guess that'll be me done then, with what I needed.
Excellent. What's next on the agenda?
Wild and Luro, I was trying to hand in the 300 gold bounty that I had, and I was
Beautiful.
going to take Luro to try to hand the weapon in to try to get a different weapon for him.
All right. By claiming the bounty first, you unwittingly set a set of of events in motion that are most likely to your favor. You take the head to a guard or some other martial facility. One of the axes, they're called the axes of Mirabar. They're all dwarves, and initially you show the guards, and the guard shows the axe. So the axe is one comes up, and he's impressed. Wants to know who you are. Do you tell him about Bryn Shander?
Yep, I tell him I'm Wild Gold. This is Luro. No last name, I don't think. No clan, and we're part of a party called Wild and Friends, and we kill giants. And that Bryn Shander was attacked. We killed the Frost giant Jarl's daughter, and a couple other giants. And we're looking for better weaponry to help us to help him. I point to Luro. Be able to kill giants a little bit easier.
He's very impressed, and you don't want to deal with some sergeant or captain who's going to give you your money and send you on the way. You want to speak to the Marchion. So he organizes he doesn't ask you for your permission, doesn't ask you if you want to. You're going to speak with the Marchion.
All right.
He starts organizing this meeting for Luro and for Wild Gold. And it doesn't take long. It's probably less than 20 minutes. And you're being greeted by a tall, broad-shouldered human noble with a beard that was once black and is beginning to grey. He wears lovely furs over his shoulders, down along his cloak. That holds himself a bit like a warrior, and certainly tall and strong enough to be one. But it still would be well and truly at home um, among the streets of Waterdeep or some other city. Um, the man approaches you and uh, um, greetings. My name is Selen. I am the Marchion of Mirabar. I represent the Council of Sparkling Stones, the elders who are the true rulers of our grand city. Can I interest you in some roast lamb and some whiskey?
You certainly can. I like the hospitality. Also, it's an honor to meet you. I am Wild of Clan Gold, and this is Luro
He
of
shakes
No
your hand.
Clan. I'll
And
shake it back.
he shakes Luro's hand.
Shake.
I trust that lamb and whiskey are to your tastes, my good sir. Looking up at Luro.
Luro.
I will take that for a yes.
He doesn't talk much.
Please, come with me then. And it takes you to a nice drinking room, perhaps smoking room. There's a burning hearth and some lovely leather chairs, trophies on the walls of bears and deer and basilisks. And when the while you're drinking whiskey and waiting for the lamb to be served, you get some garlic buttered bread while we pass the time.
This is fucking luxurious.
Yeah. It's a lovely. It is. It's a lovely place. Since you mentioned how luxurious it is, the table is a beautiful black wood. The silverware is fine and richly carved. Even the doilies seem to be made of a fine white lace. You're in the middle of nowhere, and this is a nice place.
Well, Weil is going to try his very best not to scratch anything with his fucking claws, because he doesn't want to get in their bad books right now.
He seems to appreciate the effort. I mean, like, you're probably not even wearing a shirt, are you?
I've got my my Winterwolf coat on, but
Oh,
since we're getting warm, like to the warmer area, I
Yeah.
would have it buttoned, like unbuttoned all the way down to my waist, and then below the waist is sort of just like it's got one button there, and it's I've got my pants on and stuff.
that's
But yeah, bare
stylish
chest basically.
in a pimp kind of way. That's pretty stylish.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
Laura, you might not say much, but how do you appear to this guy?
He's just there. He's just like following Wild Gold.
Are your
And-
clothes?
Nervous, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, your clothes now, are they dirty or ratty, or are they
they're ratty looking.
lol?
Like he doesn't look after himself at all.
I mean, the profit would be keeping everyone like clean if you wanted to, because we've got to look like presentable because we've got the champion in the party.
Okay, he might look a little bit nice, thanks to Prophet.
But the prophet's like the mother, like quick into the bath.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, no, I don't want a
he
bath
creates
yet.
a washroom with his Golders Tower, and then he
And I
can
mean,
cast,
first impressions are everything when you're trying to get allies.
then he can cast cleaning on everyone's like dirty pile of clothes.
Yeah, Prophet's like one of those birds that picks the ticks off cattle and other big lumbering animals.
Study the arcane for 100 years to clean your laundry.
In any case, it doesn't seem that that the Marchion cares that Luro is this great lumbering hulk of a man dressed in blood-stained rags. He treats him just the same as anyone else, and the same can't be said for some of his staff. When you approached here, they were clearly apprehensive, distrustful, and there's a couple of axes in the room with you, those dwarven elite guards, and even they are regarding you with a. They're trying to hide their contempt, but it's hard for a dwarf to hide contempt. They're built to show it. But the Marchion does not. And if you finish your whiskey, he pours you more, and soon enough the lamb is served with peas and carrots and roast potatoes topped with garlic butter. And he says, "Oh, I don't believe that you have been yet paid. Please." He claps his hand, and one of his servants, not the axes, just some gnome servant, comes in and delivers the money that you're owed for the head. But I was wondering if you are in the interest, in the business of looking for more specialized bounties, if you are willing to hunt down a particular individual.
I definitely am. I'm hunting another particular individual right now.
Well, I must admit that my quarry is a villainous man, a murderer, nothing less than a traitor and a murderer. And so, given your experience, I should ask your price. I understand that you won't be cheap. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me what your services are. Look, so that you understand that I'm serious, I will offer you. Shall we say 5,000 gold? That is sufficient then.
That's yeah.
Very
That
good.
is very sufficient. I'm
Very
gonna need some details though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ah, yeah. And so this will just give me a moment to get it. The individual that we have been searching for is is a dwarf, a shifty dwarf, a criminal named Warvel Forkbeard, commonly known as the Weevil. This individual is a traitor, a murderer, who
And he's gone north, right?
he had been north, but he could be anywhere now. He is a well-known woodsman, an explorer. He can survive off the land and cross mountains and forests without a problem. He will, as a result, he has, as a result, been very difficult to locate and catch. He has been seen in the north, in the south, east, and west. But I will have his head.
Yeah, well, I found someone that was hunting him up in Bryn Shander, and I was keeping an eye out, but I couldn't find him on all the way back. But I'll definitely keep a much better eye out now.
Very good.
Oh, I actually have I have a question for you. We have this, and I'll grab the mace off of Luro, the black with like the chrome tips and stuff. And I'll say, it's we didn't kill, but we got it off a worshipper of Bane, and originally Luro was gonna use it, but it's not really suited to him. Although it is, he prefers something two-handed, and this is a bit risky to walk around with, you know.
Most of us, myself included, are followers of the dwarven gods here. Bane worshippers are not welcomed, and yet I feel compromised by this blood trophy.
We figured you might like to melt it down, destroy it.
Perhaps that is what is best. He looks at it and saying, I will offer you 1,000 gold pieces for the materials.
Huh?
Do you think there's something that we could trade it for? A weapon, you know? Because I mean, if this guy's a murderer and I'm gonna need all the help I can get, you can see he uses a tree. He uses a broken tree right now.
Ah, yes, indeed. A maul with a simple enchantment. Will that suffice?
Yeah. Could we pay to get it a little better enchanted, or?
Absolutely. It would be my delight. I will command my greatest smiths to get on the mission immediately. Um, After all, it is important to the Lord's Alliance that the Weevil is brought to justice.
Oh, and it's important to me as well, believe me.
Are any of your companions members of the Lord's Alliance?
I don't think so, but I mean, the Lord's Alliance is pretty good to me. I might want to join that.
I am glad to hear that. It seems that we have a lot to offer each other. He looks at the head. Consider this your resume. And he takes the mace from you. And welcome to the Lord's Alliance.
Thank you, and I'll shake his hand again. And yeah, do I get like a badge or anything to show, or like papers?
Yeah, there is a process to it. It involves swearing oaths and wearing certain jewelry and belts and coats when you do it. It's a fairly ceremonial affair, and you're basically pledging yourself before the gods to help the people of the North and of the Lord's Alliance, Mirabar, Neverwinter, and Waterdeep and beyond. And yeah, you don't receive a badge, but you do receive a signet ring and some scrolls. I guess they're called um, they're identifying papers anyway, is what they are. License to kill, if you will.
All right then.
Thank you. Where should we go to get the weapon and talk to the smiths about what we want and how much it would cost?
He passes you over to the act, one of the guards, and they are ready to lead you where you need to go.
All right, thank you again, man. Your hospitality was greatly appreciated.
Please, Mr. Luro, he says, and he gives Luro a bottle of whiskey.
Of what?
A
Whiskey.
bottle of whiskey.
Whiskey. Luro. He gonna hold his head out to shake.
He takes that to mean that you're happy and returns the shake. The axe leads you out of the palace and out into the wealthy, shining white streets with their gleaming marble and bronze statues, the grand temples, jewel encrusted and dedicated to the dwarven gods, and they lead you underneath the ground. And once you get below the surface, once you go down these great winding marble stairs and leave the skies and the residential areas behind, you find yourself in the Undercity. And 9 out of 10 or more of every person here is a dwarf. And mostly you saw humans up top with a few dwarven elite guards and a couple of other people getting around as well. But down here, it's almost all dwarves. Just a handful of highly skilled human and gnome blacksmiths rounding out the numbers. And you're taken into this dirty, sooty, very dark area, only illuminated mostly by the glow of forges and a couple of torches that burn here and there. And you start walking around these underground, sooty dwarven markets where it's like going straight to the warehouse and buying directly from the forge. Jewelers and bronze smiths and iron workers and so many different options here, all hammering. And the sheer variety and range and wealth here is phenomenal. You've got gauntlets that are encrusted with jewels and great suits of full plate armor made of mithril and adamantine. They're forging grand legendary weapons such as swords of sharpness and other the sort of weapons that are wielded by legendary lords and make their own legends throughout the era. The variety is overwhelming, and anything that you want can be made here, particularly because you have the backing of the Lord's Alliance.
Perfect. Is he taking us to a specific one, or?
Yep, there's plenty of places. He shows you a few different ones, and but what we've got is a +1 more for you. If you want to add some sort of special things to that, what are you thinking?
It's up to Luro.
What am I thinking?
Indeed. What would you like your weapon to do? Be able to break down doors, or crackle with lightning, or you could throw it and it returns, or
Like
Here's
a
a question.
boomerang?
yeah.
Wait,
Here's a question: could they take the enchant from the mace and put it onto the maul?
Probably not, but they could.
Okay.
But they could do the same thing. Like they could give you the same effect.
What was
What
the
about-
enchant for the mace?
Blindness for a
Blindness.
Constitution save.
That's if you crit.
If you crit, yeah. But you could,
What about
you could get like a fire mace that's good against frost giants. You know, fire maul. Sorry.
you
A
could get an
protector, which
one like spell maybe. So if you
yeah,
you get bigger, a lot bigger.
yeah,
Yeah,
And a
yeah.
large spell mace.
yeah. They're happy with that. They can like a +1 more that casts enlarge once per day. Yeah, that's fine.
and then you'd be on like giant level, wouldn't you? Right? Is that what
I'm
happens?
already
You're on the
8
size?
foot.
She'd
But
be
the
large,
mole- Yeah.
considered huge
Would
for
the mole
carrying
grow?
capacity.
Yeah,
The mole would also grow?
Yeah,
think so, yeah.
for the spell enlarge, reduce, everything that they're wielding and carrying also goes up and down.
you get like an
Well,
extra
I'll,
D8
uh,
damage.
D4.
I'll ask them what they have, and when they say that one, I'll look at Luro and be like,
That's pretty good, Luro. It'd make you and that bigger.
Luro just nods and that'll do.
The giant blood maul. Aye, now there's a weapon for you.
Luro.
All right, yeah. So it's a +1 maul, which I think, as I recall, it does 2d6, and yeah, enlarge once per day,
Yeah,
once per long rest. Yeah,
neat.
requires achievement. Market value is 8 grand. The resale value 2 grand. For doing business with you. And,
Thank you
you,
very much.
you leave the sooty, sparking, foul-aired city behind, and go back up to the clean blue, clear skies and magnificent armored terraces that look down into the valley below and the spine of the world behind.
Well, there we go, Luro. We got you a good weapon.
Luro.
We should probably go meet up with Nap. He was helping me with something.
and
Mhm.
we'll try to meet up with him, and then probably head out to the others.
Beautiful.
May I purchase my items?
I can
Absolutely.
do
What you
something
looking
as
to get? Sorry,
a
yeah,
bunch of tools.
easily done. They're 10% off.
Cool. What's 10% off 1 gold?
1 silver off.
Hell yeah.
Because someone
Okay.
said ivory is good for spell casting. So would I be able to trade them in for like some spell scrolls?
Not here.
There are dwarf wizards. They might be a bit rarer. Though.
Yeah,
Dwarves are good at like crafting.
yeah.
Be a bit
Scrolls,
of a pain
fine.
in the ass for a dwarf wizard not to be allowed to have a staff or a wand.
Yeah. Most of them live in their own private holds. Yeah, someone will buy your ivory. How have you got?
Got 200 gold of ivory.
200 gold. Yeah, all right. They can sell you first or second level spells. They'll sell the first for 25 gold and the second for 75 gold. And they'll trade you up to 200 gold worth of scrolls.
Yeah, I think I'll get a level 2 scroll and a level 1 scroll.
Yeah, done. They take
That's like
your
100 gold.
yeah, that's right. They take your 100 gold pieces worth of ivory, and they're satisfied. It's about as much as they need, and they get to work on building totally not a staff.
And my character doesn't care what they do with the ivory in their spare time.
Would
Indeed.
a ivory carving tool just be a woodcarver's tool, essentially?
Yeah. Same thing, basically. Yeah.
Alright.
All right. Outside the walls, what are you guys doing out there?
Who's out there?
Is anyone out there?
Roz and
Raskan
Well,
and Gyraxis, so 2 of them are AFK.
yeah,
2 of them are gone.
Yeah, Jaraxxus isn't here anymore, is it?
No.
he went for his dinner.
All right. Well, Roz, since you're the closest thing to Jaraxxus, since you're both out there, Jaraxxus starts talking to a contact. He hasn't met this person before, but evidently they're a harper, and so he brings the harper back to meet with you, and he explains that the harper, who is she's a woman of about 5'8", and she is stout. She's muscular and broad-hipped, broad-waisted, but strong. and quite young, maybe underneath the age of 20 anyway. And this stout woman has a job. She introduced her name as Delilah Honeywell. She's bold and quite friendly. And Jaraxxus explains that what she wants us to do is go through the Lurkwood, this great big forest that lies to our east, and in a place that she won't reveal, somewhere within the Lurkwood on the eastern side, the western side, sorry, somewhere on the western side of the Lurkwood, there is a temple, and she wants to deliver something to that lost temple.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's like, I told her that it's out of our way and that we have no intention of going to the forest, but she is a harper. And she offered us 3 arrows, magic arrows of dragon slaying.
Ooh. They actually might be very useful.
Yeah.
How about we just wait until the others come back?
Yeah, I think they might be back now. And you've inside the town. You've hooked the Gold and Lura have hooked up with afternoon nap, and everyone else has gone to the markets and bought their things. So I think you're able to meet back again together at this point.
Okay. Yeah, Roz will tell them about that, I guess, and just, do you think the 3 dragon slayer arrows are worth it?
Dragon slaying arrows? Do they just
Yeah.
like kill a dragon immediately? Is that what they do? I ask her that.
They are meant to. They are meant to, but some dragons are too strong, and you will need more than one. That's why there are 3.
I think it's a good thing to keep. There's that. Isn't there a blue dragon?
I'll be back.
Wasn't a lot of trouble. What if we come across that?
I think you overestimate how often you see dragons.
I think
I
you
think
speak
you
of one of the most
underestimate
powerful
how
dragons that
often you see
lives.
dragons.
I think more than this would be required.
Well, yes, but I'm sure it'd be helpful.
Yeah, but
What do you want? You just want arrows to kill a dragon?
she wants us to go into the woods to find a lost temple. She won't tell us where it is. She wants us to deliver something to it. What do you want us to deliver? Will you tell us that?
Okay, I have some jewels. I have 4 jewels, each of them very expensive, and I need to deliver them to the temple.
Why?
I can't tell you.
What are the gems?
A sapphire, a ruby, a diamond, and the 4 sacred jewels.
And
Sounds like an expensive ritual.
whose god's temple is this?
Saloon, the god of the moon.
Ah.
I think it's like 4 gems. They could correspond to the 4 seasons. And are we looking for something?
Roz looks to Elf Boy because he is like moon.
I thought Saxon was AFK, wasn't
Yeah, but is he?
he? Yeah, I think he went AFK.
Yeah.
What can you offer us something? The arrows plus something else. I mean, come on.
How much are the arrows worth if we sell them for gold?
I don't really know, and I can't offer you anything more except to say that you'll be helping the Harpers.
Are the Harpers and the Lord's Alliance like close friends?
Yeah, sort of, right? Like, lawful, neutral, and chaotic good. They don't make natural allies, but they've both got the betterment of society at heart. They just have very different ways of doing it.
The Harpers are lawful.
No, chaotic good. Like
KO.
they kick your nuts and
Okay, so
because you're
yeah, I
evil.
don't have any obligation then.
They fight
I
bad
mean,
boys.
this
They fight
doesn't
bad boys.
sound great,
Would
to be honest.
would Roz have seen like maybe a Dragon Slayer arrow in like maybe a weapon shop and seen a price of it or something in his time?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, they're worth probably about 1,000 gold, I guess, but they might not be. You know, like
It's hard to
20
say.
of them are worth 8,000 gold, probably. So divide 20 by 8,000. I think I can't even remember. I think that's 40 gold each. 400 gold. About 400 gold each, I think. Yeah.
Alright, well, this, if we do this wild, the arrows are worth 400 gold each, so if you sell them, that's 1,200 gold pieces. Does that
But it's
more
also
feel
a
like it?
long way out of the way.
That's true.
And like we've got to go through the woods, Lurkwood. I mean, I kind of just want to get to where we're going, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
She
But I mean,
understands. You are under no obligation to help me. It is okay. After all, it is a very dangerous path, and I understand if the Lurkwood is beyond your capabilities.
it's definitely not beyond our capabilities.
Oh,
But
of course not.
the reward is kind of shit.
Ah,
I mean,
yes.
I've got a much better one for
In
for a bounty. You know, 5,000 gold just to find a guy.
5,000 gold.
Yeah,
Which guy?
certain guy.
His name?
Timmy.
Timmy the Fugitive. Worth 5,000 gold.
Yep.
Well, good luck with that then.
He's a half elf.
Aha, she says, now ruling out that Timmy is anything but half. Well, it would seem that it is here that our paths part.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Aridel, did you roll a percentile? Yes.
Yes.
The Prophet. Percentile, please.
Arctic, I'm just going to say that I'm going to keep my manacles on me now, from now on,
Excellent.
instead of in the thing.
You are restrained.
No, I've got 2 pairs of manacles from the very start of this campaign
And I'll
that I haven't
and
used.
overnight I'll prepare spells and stuff, make new ones.
Beautiful.
I pass on the information I learned to Wild Gold.
Alright, what was it again? It was like, she went south? She's going along this road with some animals and stuff.
Roz will pull out the wyvern poison and he'll go up to afternoon nap and just say, you can probably use this better on arrows than me if you want it.
Are you sure
I'm
it's
just-
very expensive gold?
Hey, we'll just, you owe me.
Okay, I will take that.
Could I have sold my furs in Mirabel?
Absolutely.
We're no longer with the dwarf, are we?
No.
Did he end up
Pay.
paying us?
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, he paid you. Yeah, I was thinking
It was
of.
40 gold, wasn't it?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Alright, so 20 for me, 20 for Nap.
Yeah, because I can't remember because you negotiated from his original price, so that'd be about right. 28.
Yeah, there was a lot of hassling and weird hassling.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird hassling.
All right.
You got 20, Nap. 20 gold.
Nice, thank you.
All right. And you are ready to perhaps move on from Mirabar.
Yep.
Right. You are now traveling downhill, but only for a short period of time before the road begins to go uphill as you pass over an area called the Crags. The Crags are inhospitable to say the least, which is because the same could be said for most parts that you've been walking for the past month or so. Not a lot of life clings to the Crags. It's dry. Virtually no rainfall comes here. There's a couple of very hardy roots and weeds and a few high altitude cactus, but not many animals apart from some rats and hares and foxes and quite a few birds and lizards. But it's inhospitable terrain. Hunting is difficult and travel is arduous. Even the pack animals don't seem to like it here. But it's not as cold as the north was, and so something can be said for small mercies. All right. You spend your first night in the hills, and when you wake up in the morning, vultures are circling your camp.
Can I look around for a dead animal?
Yeah, there are none, but as you pack up your camp, it becomes apparent that vultures are thick here. There are quite a lot of these large, broad-winged condors flying through the sky here. And as you begin traveling, they are a fairly frequent sight in the sky. You don't see any landing, but you do see them constantly on the wing. That is at least for the first couple of hours. And after about 2 hours of journeying on the second day, traveling through the crags, you round over a hill, and you're looking down into a small valley which rises up again after 1,000 feet or so. And in that valley, there is a wagon that has been turned upon its side, and there's no sign of any horses, any people, any movement. It looks like the wagon was hit hard. It suffered a lot of damage. There's a massive rock about as large as a dog that is wedged into the side of the carriage, and there's no sign of anyone around.
And we're in like because sorry, my mum knocked on my door and I had to put my headset down, so I didn't hear the start of the where we
Yeah.
are, like the crags. Is it like sort of like we're in the there's like sheer cliff faces and stuff?
Yeah,
around
that's
us?
right. It's like a dry gorge, maybe like moving through somewhere in northwestern Australia or the Grand Canyon, maybe something like that. It's a bit like that at least. And you've just rounded over a hill, and you're looking down into a small valley that rises after about another 1,000, 1,500 feet. Dry gorges of rock that are difficult to climb over, and virtually no plant or animal life except for these freaking vultures.
Well, the boulder is in the side of the wagon, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And interestingly enough, the vultures seem to be ignoring the place. There's no meat for them to eat, and so they're not picking among any sort of skeletons or animals or anything because there is none to pick from.
How large are these vultures?
Pretty big, hey.
Could they just carry me off?
Yes, they can carry you off, but not anyone else. They're like the size of condors.
Can I try to climb the side where it looks like the boulder has hit? Like
Yeah,
that
it's
side of the
pajamas on.
canyon?
Yeah,
you have to like travel about 500 feet to get there, but if
No, well, along the way when we sort of get closer, I want
Oh,
to head
right.
off ahead because
Yes.
it looks like an
And-
ambush.
I want a
Rose,
Lion
yeah.
King prophet to give him to the vultures. No, jokes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Roz
They
wants to
accept him.
Roz wants to see if there's any tracks or anything around.
Yeah, no worries. All right. So, those of you who are going up to the ridge can make a perception check. Those of you who are looking for traps can make an investigation check. Those of you who are doing offerings to the gods can make a religion check.
Maybe a survival check?
Yeah, survival's good. Yeah, survival's good.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, Haradel, it would appear that the prophet has been taken, and you gain a level of experience as
May I instead make an offering by like making something small and then like burning it for because he's like the god of like the like write a poem or something because he's like god of poets and stuff as well.
Who is your god? Denier, is it?
Denier.
Yeah, absolutely. You write a poem and burn it. And Denier sends you a message, and your tale is worthy of the ages. Find a bard and have it recorded and distributed for the benefit of all.
I shall do.
I already did.
Only one.
Good point. Wild Gold, you don't spot anyone. There's no sign of movement. There's no sign of archers or monsters. The place seems to be empty. To your surprise, perhaps your delight, I'm not sure. But Roz, you see that there were people here and that there aren't anymore. Fairly good idea for what's happened here with your survival check, and this is what you ascertain. So this wagon has been heading north. It was bound for Mirabar, and it was struck. And it was struck hard, presumably by giants, because what else can throw rocks like this? So the giants have come along, and there's their track. Barefoot giants, for what it's worth. They're not wearing any boots. They're dragging their clubs in the ground. These giants have come along, and it seems that they've taken the horses and probably the people as well. But there's no evidence that they've taken anything else. They've just come along, killed everyone, taken the horses, taken the people, and gone. Then, after that, it's difficult to tell how long, maybe a day, maybe after that, a group of people have come along. Their boots, size 10, normal, fairly normal human size, perhaps a little bit large. A group of people, humans, have come along, and they've taken everything within the caravan, and then they've gone that way. So the giants have come along, taken the meat, gone that way. The bandits have come along, gone that way, and now you've turned up too late to get anything.
Okay. I'll relay that whole thing to the group. Yeah, a bit late for this one.
From my position where I climbed up, can I see any smoke?
Yeah, with your perception 21, yes, you can. You can see a pair of campfires in different directions. Yeah, one to the west, one to the east, both among the crags, hidden in this labyrinthine gorge.
Well, if I've heard from Roz, if he sort of yelled up that everything's gone, it looks like giants, and given the directions, I'm going to point out, campfire there and a campfire there, which one are we going for?
Would Roz be able to guesstimate which one the giants are at?
You're confident, yeah. You're sure that the giants went west, and you're sure that the humans went east.
Yeah. So, do we want the humans or the? Well, do you want the? What do we do? Why are we doing this? Do we have to do this? Aren't we going somewhere?
I like bounties, and I mean, it's nice. Plus, dude, I'm part of the Lord's Alliance now. I joined the Lord's Alliance.
Oh yeah, but it's so far out of our way. Oh.
And if it's
Just
giants,
kidding.
it'll help the cause.
Yeah, having a joke, Wild. Calm
Lurkwood,
down.
all the way over there.
The west side of the Lurkwood, buddy. Literally, like somewhere around here.
Which one are we going for? Are we going for any?
I don't know. What do we want to do?
I mean, like, our whole thing is giant hunting, so that's why I thought we were going to go for the giants.
True, but
Can we tell which way the giants went?
we also have
Yeah,
kids
we
with
did.
us. So
Yeah.
why do we drop them off at Mirabar? 'Cause
I mean,
Oh,
I thought we were
yeah,
taking
they
to
would have.
Silver Moon because
That's up to
they
you.
thought they'd be nicer to him.
okay, it's up to you.
It's
Up to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you to decide like whether you kept them or dropped them off.
And he still hasn't learned how to mage hand yet.
True.
True. All right. Well, I mean,
We do have the kids with us. We might not want to fight giants in the crags.
Yeah, like just seeing what they did to this one cart with one stone man, with one cat, not man. Sorry, wild, didn't mean that.
No offense.
Arguably, cat is worse.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Magnificent lion is what I am.
I'll get it right next time.
Well, I mean, does it look like the humans were bandits? At least.
I
if
mean,
we
they
wanna go
took the
for that.
shit. that's they turned up and they stole stuff. So they might not be bandits, but they are definitely looters.
Opportunists.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
If we come across it, we do the same. We can't.
Yeah.
I mean, someone.
Yeah,
pointed
that's
out.
that's what I mean. You know, like I would. Yeah, it's clear that the people are like dead, or
I'm
are going to
all for
die.
killing giants. I hate the things as much as everyone else. The fucking shit.
But we don't really have anywhere to put the kids safely right
Yeah.
now, unless we want to use the tower. But even then, it's not safe because others can get in.
Unless Raskan wants to.
Oh, Raskan and Jaraxxus are not with us.
Yeah.
They're willing to stay behind you.
We could go for the giants then, and we could leave Jaraxxus and Raskan with the children. And the
What do you
cripple.
reckon, nerd?
Well,
Well, actually,
Not a good plan, guys.
are we confident that there's nothing to take advantage of our absence while we go fight giants?
Are there any like cliff caves? Like
Look around.
Apart from those group of looters.
it's hard to tell because of the crags. So, like, the short answer is yes, there are countless caves, but that's the whole problem. And even in fact, so you do have the direction. You know, one went west, one went east, and you've got the footprints. That's great. Crags are notoriously difficult to navigate. Right, they're labyrinths, and without having wings, navigating your way through here might be difficult. Might be easy.
We've got an aerial scout.
I can climb and
No, because I can
so
communicate with my
map.
familiar, and it can, as long as it's within a mile, like I can like talk to it.
Oh, the pseudo dragon.
It's
Yeah.
going to make it a
Yeah,
lot easier.
Is it-
It might not make it any quicker, but it's going to make it a lot easier.
Because it can fly up and I communicate the nearby areas to the navigators.
Yeah.
Well, let's
like, I
try
like
to
it-
find somewhere safe to put the kids with Raskan and Jaraxxus and the cripple. Like leave our animals with them
In a
somewhere
tower?
where they're not going to get like ambushed.
In a tower.
Can
yeah, I was
I-
gonna say if we could find like a cave that we could somehow put the tower in or something.
Yeah.
this cave
Or
thing
like
up.
you just use the tower and put the door side on the other side and just completely block it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a good
you can
idea
do
too.
either. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I
uh,
identify how many footprint of giants there are?
You can. What was that? 18? Yeah, you can. There were 3 giants, and they didn't have any shoes.
So probably hill.
Are they the more powerful kind, the ones that know my shoes?
Yes.
Oh wait, we're in. Oh no, wait. We're in. Is this more stony land or would it be? Because
It's a
I
good-
don't
good-
think stone giants wear shoes either, do they?
They also
They're more.
like a very
Oh, can I look through the bounties to see if it says anything about stone giants?
Crags are probably well defined as stony hills. So either of those are. Yeah, stony hills is probably a good descriptor. As for whether or not stone giants wear shoes, that's difficult to tell. Because they are very reclusive people. But in the art that you've seen, you've never seen them wearing a pair of sneakers.
So my guess would be stone or hill.
more of a cloud giant thing, sneakers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have art magazines.
Oh, what's the bounty for
Storm-
stone giants?
Storm giants wear like high cuts, like Reebok pumps.
I just assumed storm giants would wear like Jesus shoes.
Yeah, they sandals. Absolutely, they love sandals.
Wait, which ones are the most advanced giants? Are those
The storm
cloud
giants. I'm
giants?
sure.
Or storm
Well,
giants? the
storm
most
giants are the
advanced?
highest on the ordering.
Dude, they'd wear like fancy Nike shoes, you know, like
Yeah, but they're
the
also
really
like
expensive ones.
they're like the religious ones, like the religious leaders, and then the cloud giants are like the nobles.
No,
Yeah,
that
that's-
they would be wearing the fancy Nike shoes.
Yeah, it's not a bad. It's not a bad description.
Air Force Ones or something.
Yeah, right. Well, if the tower's like good enough,
Protection.
good and ready to go,
Yeah.
yeah. Take on.
All right, and you send your aerial scouts up into the area, and they navigate your way through these passages, and it proves to be quite long and arduous. Um, Flying's not so difficult, but you have to wind backwards and forwards through these gorges when you're traveling by foot, and they're too steep to climb in many cases, so you've just got to go the long way.
Saying as Raskarn's not here, Roz will give the prophet a hand if he needs it.
Excellent.
Here and
I mean, like
there.
a rock
Wild
everyone
will
else's
help
step
as
over,
well.
like he has to literally climb over.
Yeah.
We'll just like lift him and
Just teamwork. He's in the middle. Passing.
yeah, throw me the prophet. I'm open.
So just throw
Nice.
the cobalt. I guess since he's got free hands, he's gonna get out a piece of paper and write something on it.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It's-
and when the pseudo dragon tells Prophet and Prophet tells us that we're getting closer to the smoke, I would like to climb up and see just how, get the range and see if I can get a little bit closer.
Yeah, excellent. You ascertain that they are the smoke is coming from a cave complex. And not surprisingly, it's got a very large mouth, around about 12 or 13 feet tall. And yeah, this smoke is steadily pouring out of the cave, and has been ever since you spotted it hours before. The smoke vaguely smells like charcoal, like someone who's burnt hair, or burnt hair, or an animal that has been cooked to to blackness.
Rip horses. But there's no one. So I can see the mouth.
You can see the cave mouth. That's right, and you get the smell of burnt hair and flesh upon it, but that's all.
All right, and I don't see anyone in the cave because I've got dark vision. I don't see anyone in like the mouth of the cave, sort
No,
of keeping an eye out or anything.
No, you don't. The cave seems to be quite deep. But there is definitely no one standing guard or watch.
Does the poster on Hill Giants and the bounty poster on Stone and Hill Giants say whether either of them can see in the dark?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, I'll climb down and tell them that I could see where they are and that it's a cave mouth and there's no one keeping an eye out, so we could probably sneak up pretty close.
But before, I've got some stuff to hand out to the party. He's going to hand 2 bits of paper to Aradel and this one went underneath. Aradale and the winter cat. I forgot. Afternoon nap.
Nap.
I don't want no homework.
Huh.
It's
What is
not
this?
homework. They are mage armor coupons.
Oh, coupons.
Mage
I
armor coupons.
think this would be wasted on me.
What armor do you wear?
I wear a
Mage armor is as good as chainmail.
chainmail.
It's
How
13
good
plus
is
dex.
chainmail?
I've got hide armor, which is, I believe, 13 plus dex anyway.
I could always use the armor, to be honest.
And I've seen you in combat. You're tough already. Like, the mage armor would slow you down.
Got
Just
Oh, does it count as actual armor? Like,
no.
It replaces your. It's 13 plus dex, so you'd be worse with it because yours is. It might be like
no,
13 plus dex.
it would give me 15. I currently have 14.
You can have
why's
2
your,
mage
why's
armor.
your AC so low?
No cons.
Yeah, no, I've got plus 2 cons, plus 2 dex. I've got plus 3 strength.
Yeah.
Wait, hide. You got hide
okay.
armor.
I guess I just stuck everything to dexterity, so I've got 16 AC.
Hide armor,
I
yeah.
thought hide was like the worst armor.
It is the worst medium, but it's also the lightest.
The hide armor is 12 plus dex.
Yeah, oh,
So
there
the
we
mage
go.
armor would give you 1 more.
But I am okay. I'd have to unequip all my armor.
So I guess
So what does
wild gold can have
studded-
2 as well.
This studded leather give me?
Uh,
Oh, 2
Stud
coupons?
is 12
You have
plus
2 mage armor
dex.
coupons.
Is it worth taking off armor to have like 1 more dex?
I don't know. Additionally, we cannot actually use the spells. Scrolls.
I know they're not scrolls, they're coupons, so that we could just cash them
You,
in.
you give them
That's
to
what
me
he's
and
doing.
I cast a spell on you.
Okay. Interesting.
Those
They've given
bureaucratic
us-
kobold ever.
Given us papers to give back to you when we want to spell cast on us.
I deleted what I deleted.
Ah, god damn,
You
I've lost
killed
my
Nap.
what happened to my... I'll fix it later. But yeah, I think 17. Oh, then I could get in there with my rapier.
It would also bring me up to 17. I don't think I really need it though. I won't be in melee.
You know, he was like playing Truth or Dare with Haralaxis, and he thought it'd be funny for him to do this.
I'll cash a coupon for mage armor then.
Huh. Huh.
I'll do that when we're getting closer to the fight, I think.
It lasts 8 hours.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll also cash one.
How many coupons do I have? I'll write this down in my little
You have
list.
2,
Who's-
so
Well,
you
you have
got
one.
1 left.
So he'll cast
Hey,
mage armor on
guys.
both of you.
Hey guys, have some coupons.
Do I have
I'ma
a
cash
coupon
these
still?
in.
Excuse me.
Do I have a coupon?
You have 2.
I'm gonna hold on to it until one day when I lose my armor, and I will
Hey,
remember.
guy.
Alright, so we should get closer now.
All right. You're able to enclose the way all the way to the edge of the cave mouth, and nothing has disturbed you. Yeah. What now?
Can I sort of look in and see if I can see anything with my dark vision?
You can see that it narrows quite considerably, and you begin to wonder if a giant could even fit through these narrow passages.
May I?
How about we just stay out here and make a noise of a cow, and maybe it'll come running out, and we can just take it out straight away.
Why a cow?
Or giants like animals for food.
I thought we should just make a big ruckus so it would come
We could do that
thinking
too.
someone's coming through here.
That's yeah,
May
we
I-
can do that.
Thinking
Oh,
they
my-
can get some more stuff.
May I put my ear to the cave to perceive with guidance?
Yeah, absolutely. Make a perception check.
Whoop.
You
50.
hear what might be a woman speaking in giant, and she is complaining.
Do I know giant? I do. I know giant.
Ah, you never bring me anything. You don't love me. You don't love me at all. Felrag loves me, don't you, Felrag?
Sounds like a lover's quarrel in the cave. There's probably at least one additional one than we've been tracking.
What's the bounty on stone giants to sort of put their power in perspective to what we know?
I recall it being 200, but that might be wrong.
200? Alright, so that's...
They're stronger than hill giants according to the poster, but less than frost.
They could
Yeah.
be hill giants. Do they
They could
sound
also be
like
hill giants, yeah.
hill giants? They have the the intellectualism of a hill giant.
Yeah, they do sound like they're members of a Jerry Springer show, so they don't. They sound
I-
particularly.
That's a
sharp.
good way to describe.
Well,
I-
you're the smart one. What do you think we should do?
Well, we could lure them out.
Oh,
No big difference.
but we could catch them by surprise.
Yes, speaking of which, I'd like to stealth. Just like hide a little bit.
How about you guys go to the side of the cave, I'll just stand in the front and I'll just scream for help.
Oh, and when they come out past us, hopefully they don't notice us and we can
Scr-
take them by surprise.
Scream it in giant.
Sure.
Oh,
You
Wait,
know-
the
no,
giant
don't
word
scream
for
in
help?
giant. Just scream help in common.
No, it'll trick
Nice.
them into thinking that one of their own is being attacked.
Scream
I-
help, all my wealth is spilling on the floor.
I know.
All my food is dropped.
I I
All
don't.
my gold and precious items have fallen out of my cart and I can't get up.
I don't speak giant.
You don't? Oh, I can do it.
Oh, it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Everyone hide.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Yeah. Stealth checks.
Yeah, go ahead. You have advantage. You've got time to hide.
May I cast once everyone's done? I'll cast
Wow.
Thaumaturgy.
Ooh.
Oh, and a 1 coming in. Wow.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'll
Oh, that wasn't 1, that was a 5. What am I talking about? 3.
once everyone's hidden, I'll cast Thaumaturgy on myself to make my voice boom, and I'll like try in my deepest voice to be like, "Oh, like help! I'm being attacked by little people in giant."
Make a deception check.
Oh God, this is the worst.
You can have an
I'm
18
gonna-
then.
Oh, so it's
Alright.
17.
Alright, you are using
Wow.
the echoes of the cave. You make yourself sound much larger than you actually are.
Yeah, Thaumaturgy
What-
booms my voice 5 times louder as well.
I thought it was
Good
3
point.
times.
Oh, 3 times. I don't know, one
Explodes
of them.
everyone's
Big,
eardrums.
really loud.
Wait! Me coming for you!
And then I'll hide as well.
You are weak now. I take everything you have.
Is he saying it out loud?
Yes. And it echoes through the cave.
Like, "Ooh, I am scheming, giant. Pat on back for me.
Be so
You're very-
smart.
That's it. It's so smart.
I am so devious. Never know
What?
what hit him.
What's devious mean? So yeah.
I rolled pretty poorly on the stealth, so I guess my character like he picked out a spot that because of like his sunlight sensitive, like oh, they wouldn't be able to see me here, but like people normalize, like it's quite obvious.
Holy shit.
Beautiful. You can have advantage on your or disadvantage. Sorry, make a perception check, Prophet. But because you are in bright light, you have disadvantage.
I stealthed as well, apparently.
We have.
Apparently.
toys.
No one else can possibly see it,
Is it
and
3 enough?
Prophet will not see it either.
What?
Alright. One
Wait, does
moment.
Parallaxis see it?
21% passive
Ooh.
perception too, by the way.
But you can't see it if you don't have an angle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Because
Thor is.
can my familiar have a chance of seeing it? Because he's with me.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. He is feeling wide out in the open. And he looks down and there's something coming. He speaks telepathically, can't he? Does he have telepathy, the pseudo
He
drone?
has basic telepathy, I think.
Yeah. So he communicates to you, Prophet. He says, "There's something coming. It seems to be stuck." And sure enough, you hear, "Ah! Ah! Don't go anywhere. Just coming." Ah! And this great, massive creature is trying to squeeze through a tunnel that's all too narrow for it.
I was gonna say, I think it's stuck in the tunnel.
That's really good for us then.
Good time to strike then.
Yeah, can Wild sprint using his feline agility to get in there and maybe throw a firebomb on it?
Is that how we want it to start with Wild Gold sprinting in there, or
How far
Something
is it away
else.
from the rest of the party?
the pseudo dragon can't really guess. He's not very good at math, and you can't see it.
Well, he tried his best.
He tried his best, but doesn't have a classical education. So yeah, how are we going to begin this? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can't stop Wild Gold from charging in.
Yeah.
I won't, but like that's a plan that we could do. I could run in and firebomb it if it's stuck,
I mean,
then
if
we
it's
could
stuck,
start it
we don't need to
there.
spend resources. We can just stab it or cast spells on it.
That's true.
Throw javelins.
And I mean, I don't have many firebombs left anyway. I think
It'll,
guess
it'll
my
probably
character
get out of
will
the-
try to stealth closer,
Three.
like within Is it 60 feet?
If you give it some time, it'll probably pull itself out from where it's caught. Giants are strong. They'll just push.
Yeah, but we don't want it to pull itself out. We want to hit it while it's stuck.
Then we can ambush it when it's out here. That's all of us getting a free hit with our weapons.
And plus, then the cave's no longer trapped. We can go kill the rest of them.
Exactly.
Imagine trying to move that thing's body out of the way so we can kill the rest of them.
And if I run in that cave, I'll just be in the way, to be honest. Like, for anyone who's behind me.
Is it
Big unit.
wide enough for Roz?
It probably would be, but I feel like I'd still take up quite a bit, you know? Of being in the way of shots, maybe.
All right, what's going to be the decision?
What was it again?
What-
What's starting it?
Are we going to? That's the question. Are we going to hit it while it's still caught in the tunnel, or are we going to wait until it merges out, where it's in the open and we are surrounding it?
Might want to wait for the open because it'll block the way to the rest of them.
Alright, well, keep like acting like you're injured.
Yeah, I'll just let out a wail with like ooh.
Don't go anywhere. Coming to help you.
And then
I guess
yeah, I've
hold
hit
an action.
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll be like if I see the giant get injured, I will cast Hold the Dead on it.
It'll have to be you'll have to roll for it. Yeah, since unless you are the person who triggers the event that it begins with.
That's so funny.
You see it struggling. A great flabby arm appears out of the narrow sector of the cave. You're the only one who sees this, Prophet, since your hiding spot, which is so awful, means that you have a very good view. So this arm emerges from the inside of the cave. And the hill giant slowly squeezes his way out until he's just standing now in the mouth of the cave. It's pretty wide here. It's about 20 feet wide and about 15 feet high. So he's finally got a bit of breathing room, a bit of moving room after getting out of that crack. He looks around and he looks down. You is very small, he says to Prophet.
Whack.
And this is in the giant tongue.
You're going to reply in the giant tongue. It's like, don't you know it's rude to mention someone's height?
Don't you know it's rude to talk to someone bigger than you?
I would like to cast command.
All right. He
Start this off.
stumbles out and you cast command. He doesn't know that you're there. Roll your so yeah, here I'll give him his saving throw. And I guess we don't even have to worry about seeing if there is an initiative check until we find out if he passes or fails. All right.
The command was grovel.
He begins to fall over and beg for his life. Please, please save me, Mr. Baby Dragon.
Yes.
I've seen this before. I guess I'll take the opportunity. I know where the rest of the party are, so I'll take the opportunity to like get more closer to them.
Are we rolling initiative now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Question. All right.
So on his turn, he's going to be groveling.
Yeah,
Ah, thank God.
since we act so fast.
That
Haha.
one initiative is awful.
Whew.
Oh, I initiative pretty good.
The initiative.
Can't wait till next level. Advantage on initiative is going to be great.
Where'd you get that from? Is that Berserker?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Am I before the giant because I have +1 to my dex?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Arigato.
I'll use my movement and move away, and then I'll hold my action. And if the giant gets injured, I'll cast Hold the Dead on it.
Perfect. All right, afternoon nap. You probably know where you are in relation to the cave mouth. 30, 40, 60 feet away.
I just started off with the crossbow shot then.
Yeah,
Disadvantage.
absolutely.
Oh no, he hasn't groveled yet.
Because no one's close enough, just normal.
Yeah, yeah. No one's close enough at this stage.
Isn't it like if you're stealth, you get advantage?
Oh yeah, I do. don't I?
Yeah, good call. So make your. So did you make your stealth roll or not?
He like crit it, didn't he?
No, I got like an 18.
Oh, okay, let's.
Excellent. He misses it. So yeah, you do have your sneak attack.
How do I just add sneak attack damage?
Just
Like-
roll your D4, D6s.
So
and
go
then-
/R space and then however many 76 whatever. Cool. 16. All right, cool. Oh, that hurt.
And since it took damage, I'll cast Toll the Dead.
Ah, me hate your music.
That Drake?
It needs to make a Wisdom saving. It takes 21 necrotic damage.
Ah, me bleed from nose.
Holy shit.
It's a good roll, dude.
Yeah, it's a fucking high roll.
That is a fucking spell. It's like a level 1 spell.
It's a
It's a
cantrip.
cantrip.
I know. Like, but I'm saying it's akin in damage to a level
Yeah.
1 spell at
It's a
least.
good thing I waited for him to get damaged, isn't it?
I mean, that's because of the
Yeah.
staff, isn't it? That you do so
Yeah, the
much.
staff.
Yeah. The cantrip staff. The cursed one.
It's good until we come to fight that lich.
When the staff self-destructs on you.
No, we automatically fail saving throws, so he'll just charm us, and then we won't be able to attack him.
Oh.
So, you doing anything else with your turn, Jay?
Oh no, I'm just gonna.
Cool. Aradel.
I will use Guiding Bolt. Kapow. 15 to hit.
Ah,
16 damage.
ah.
Nice.
He
Yeah, that's
yeah.
all.
he tries to squeeze his way back into the cave to get away.
He is groveling.
Oh yeah, he's groveling this turn. Luro, the great giant has fallen to his knees and is praying for forgiveness.
How far away is he?
Somewhere between 30 and 60 feet. You can decide.
Okay, I have 40 feet of movement, so I'm going to use my movement to get up to him.
Excellent. He prays to his gods.
Bang bang.
With
Damn.
advantage.
All right.
Oh.
The smashing blow as you bring your mighty weapon down upon.
I have 2, don't I?
You do, I think.
That one didn't hit.
Unfortunately, not.
You should have a magic bonus to those.
Hmm?
You get a +1 to damage and attack rolls, Jacko, right? It's +1 more. So.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Just-
right.
So if you open it up with the cog in your attacks, you can select magic bonus and then write 1 in the magic bonus.
1. Crit range 20.
That's it.
Okay.
So that's 10 damage instead of 9 for it.
All right, Ross, you've seen Lure dried up and hammer this thing like a tent peg.
Rolls will follow up and do the same with his flail. Hit it twice. It's
Alright.
groveling, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Is that advantage because he's
Yeah.
prone or-
Crunch.
on we'll say on the shoulder blade area on the first one.
Bang. You break the bone beneath.
Follow up on the same spot.
The broken
then-
bone is shattered.
Action surge.
All
The
right.
side.
Crunch. You leave nothing for anyone else. And the giant is pummeled into the earth and broken, beaten to a bloody pulp.
That giant didn't stand a chance.
Oh, sorry, I got a little bit too into it. And I'll turn Flame Skull off.
Are you okay? You seem a little angry, man.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Would you like me to use the same trick against the next giants?
You can if you'd like. It helped.
Well, if you want to move this body out the way, so it's out of their immediate visual.
I'll try. And Roz will try to carry the giant
I'll
body.
help him.
I'll help.
Excellent.
Alright.
Between the three big guys, it's basically Luro and Rob carrying it, but Wild God gets in there. He's going to help too. He gets in there. You carry the corpse away, supposedly behead it, and add it to your ever-growing collection.
I mean,
Can
that's
I-
Rolls' bounty, so.
I don't have a bag for this wild.
I'll put it
Oh,
in mine, but yeah, I'm guessing you want this, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, to be honest.
Seems fair to me.
Cheers. Let's get some more.
I'll listen. I'll use guidance and listen in to see if I hear them talking again. Other
Alright.
giants. 15.
I don't care what it was. I'm not going out there.
I'll cast. I'll cast Thaumaturgy again to make my voice boom and be like, oh my god, there's so much food out here.
You have a disadvantage on your deception check.
With guidance.
Yeah.
I can't help you this time.
That's alright. Disadvantage. It's 10.
It goes quiet in there.
I will hide.
All right. It's quiet.
Can I pick a better hiding spot?
After 5 minutes, no one has come out.
Guess they won't fall for it twice. You did not. You picked the exact same hiding spot.
No, he picked he used the same logic and picked a different spot though.
Somewhere where I can see everything and everything can see me. Well, I don't think they're coming out.
Oh, shall we go in then?
I guess.
I'll lead. I don't have dark vision actually.
I'll lead.
Alright.
Guess I'll follow behind then with dark vision.
You should have
vision
taken
froze.
Raskan's eternal flame.
Oh, you didn't offer it to me. I don't take without. I just.
If you give me 50
She'll
gold
be
worth
right.
of ruby dust, I can give you one.
Wait, do you have to hold that in one hand? The
An eternal
flame?
flame? No, it can be put on anything. So I can put it on a necklace or something, and you can just wear it as a
Ah,
necklace.
okay. I was thinking because instead I've got a hooded lantern, but then you've got to carry that.
Yeah, you do.
It's dark and narrow in there, and particularly smelly. There's also a lot of smoke. Once you go in the initial hemisphere, the initial sort of cave entrance, which is quite large and wide, it gets very narrow, as we saw from the hill giant who could barely make it through there. But if you're ready, then the cave is ready for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I'll head forward then.
Cool. Put yourselves down in the marching order that you are
Oh.
here.
Hey, Matt.
It's that very.
Matt, preparing for the large image.
Oh, jeez.
Apparently, I don't know how to make them small.
There we go.
Didn't
Where
work.
is he? Is he large?
Is he large? He's
There's
not
a
large.
dragon in here.
Yeah, it's Parallax. It's how could you
Oh,
forget?
I like you trying to get out of your way.
You guys keep pushing each other over while you're trying to enter. Stop
I'll
it.
take this side.
I would like to cast Bless on Wild Gold, Roz, and Luro. So
Alright.
all three of you have a. Oh, you guys can just take Bless if you've got it set up.
And I'm going to take the opportunity to say I'm seeing much further than I should be.
I don't think I do. For
120.
inspiration.
I'm seeing a 75.
Yeah, it's not even. It's just fog of
lighting.
war. It's not lighting. It's just fog
Oh,
of war.
okay.
So
you
just
could-
go to the cog next to the spells at the top, Jackie, and tick. And in the right column, there's like a bunch of boxes that you can tick.
Mm-hmm.
If you tick all of them and then go back to your core page, you'll have like a whole bunch of toggleable modifiers. You can toggle them off, and Bless should be by default added as well.
And Jake, you can do the same thing with sneak attack with global damage modifier.
And Rage, you can do that with Rage as well.
That's how I
You can
did
do
it
that
with.
your own.
I
Sneak,
did something. I
just-
don't know if it was right or not.
Did you tick all of them?
I ticked NPC and turned it into an NPC.
Do not tick NPC.
Just untick NPC.
And how do I untick it?
Find the cog.
That's a nice effect.
Press the cog. Or untick
Press
NPC. There we
Look
Lo
cog.
is now an NPC.
go. Okay. That should be.
So tick show global, show all those, and then go back to core,
I have bless.
and then tick. And make sure Bless is toggled, and make sure everything else is toggled off, because it will automatically toggle on
Plus
the
one
things
armor
it
as
gets
well.
by default.
Tick bless. Untick sneak attack.
Yeah, and you can add in the global damage modifiers like rage damage. So you can just toggle that on when you rage, and then it'll automatically add the +2 damage.
Okay. Is it 1d4? Is that how it works?
1d4 is Bless, yeah.
Okay.
Rage is just +2 damage.
Where's
Oh,
Rage?
what happened to the
You
prophet's
can add
icon?
your own.
Why is it a little dragon?
Yeah, below the global attack modifier 1d4
He's
bless,
inside of the
where,
dragon.
where it says global damage modifier and there's nothing.
The dragon's like
Just,
on his
just
shoulder.
edit that to be rage and add it.
Rage.
Two.
That's fine, because on my
Make
screen
sure
it's
that's in the
underneath me.
make sure that's in global damage, not attack.
Global
that's what I
damage
told her.
modifier.
And when you
Yeah.
first turn the modifiers on, there's a global AC modifier 1, so just make sure you turn that off as well.
Yeah.
I just turned that on instead of dealing with mage armor.
Same.
Good idea.
I don't think I have that one.
Oh,
And if the giants survive more than one round, I will cause fear them. So that's good.
I think they will, since it took a decent amount of damage to kill one.
Oh, should I be behind Laura? It's a tiny bit more squishy. Very
Could
more
be.
squishy.
Where am I going?
Wherever you want to go.
Are we stealthing? Like,
Do you want to go in
trying
front
to
of
be
me,
quiet a bit?
Loro? Because I can't see very well, so
And I
Maybe
think
it's
Lyra
better.
has dark vision.
yeah.
I think I do.
Do
Well,
you?
go behind me then, because I'm bringing up the front with the dark vision.
Everyone but Roz with dark vision. It's alright
Well,
if Wild throws a.
There'll be some fires in here.
Yeah. I was about to say.
And yeah, flaming mace might give off a little bit of light at least.
Mhm.
Flaming flail. Alright, well yeah, I'll start heading in then.
All right. All right. So this area, as you can see, is thick with smoke. It smells mostly like burning hair and meat that's been cooked for far too long. The place is filthy. It's strewn with animal bones, bones of possibly humanoids. It's really how disgusting it is. It's difficult to overstate. It seems that every second alcove has been used as a toilet, and the ground runs thick with a kind of green mold that has been growing in all the hill giant urine, and up ahead you can hear a booming voices, or several of them. Those of you who understand Giant Tongue will conclude without doubt that the female is in charge, and she is currently berating both of the males, playing them off against each other. And each of the males kind of grovels in turn when they say anything at all. It's to apologize or to accuse the other male of not loving her, or of not providing for her, of not making her fat. If it were up to him, you'd be skinny. You'd be so bony like those elf women, and then no one would love you. Are you saying you don't love me? He said he doesn't love you, and so on and so forth. I've heard you say that the cavern forks, although it's quite clear that the argument is coming from it's echoing at least from this direction.
Which direction was it? Sorry, that it was echoing from.
Down to the southeast. There is a horrible stench coming from the west. The stench of animal sweat and fur and mildew and mold, but it's overpowered by the burning hair anyway. The arguments continue, and at this point, everyone has to make stealth rolls. So you have advantage because the smoke is covering your approach, and the arguments mean that they are distracted.
Oh no.
Stealth.
My favorite stat.
Indeed. It's fortunate then that we have this smoke and that they're distracted, because you actually some of you at least are making quite a lot of noise. But the smoke keeps you hidden, and their argument means paying attention, and so you're able to continue along where you don't interrupt them. Their argument continues. It's clear that they're unaware of your approach. There are bones on the ground, rams' heads, and a few skulls of orcs and goblins.
Can prestidigitation be used to create like the illusion of smells?
Yeah.
Or use like
I
create
think so,
senses?
yeah. I don't know if it's, but I don't think it specifically says that. But yeah, I think you should be able to.
But the smell's quite overpowering here, so like maybe like a small spell might not be good enough.
It might not have much effect, no. And the deeper you get in, the thicker the smoke seems to become. Yeah, it's quite overpowering at this point.
Party succumbs to smoke inhalation.
Yeah, I was about to say, how have they not died from smoke inhalation?
At this point, you all have to make some Constitution saving throws.
Right.
Afternoon nap. You begin
I'm gonna use whatever the thing is, the special thing you get.
Yeah,
Inspiration.
Go ahead.
Inspiration, that.
Beautiful.
Still probably not. Damn it. Failed it twice.
Almost, but not enough. You can't help it. You cough. Everyone looks at you.
What the fuck, Rich?
I thought you were good at sneaking.
Adam.
Too much marijuana in here. I'm not used to this.
Burning hair is a terrible stench.
Look at what you've done.
Can't believe you've done this.
I think there's someone here.
Can I?
Can I reply in giant? No, there's not.
Make a perception check at disadvantage.
Advantage.
Come on.
Big money, no whammies.
No whammies.
Man.
Inspiration, actually, because this is funny. Still no.
Alright. I I think them elves have come to attack us. Oh no! I hate elves! Kill the elves! Kill the elves! Roll for initiative.
Doodaloom. Hell yes.
Hell no.
Wow.
We suck.
A really strong roll.
Jeez.
These guys are by no means dexterous, and they've beaten all of us. Except for Nap.
Alright, Nap. You finish your coughing fit, but there you can barely see the wall in front of you. The smoke is so thick.
Yeah. I guess I'll just start moving forward,
Alright.
ducking and weaving through like teammates.
Now, are you walking in complete darkness? Does Roz have no?
I was gonna say once it comes to Roz's turn, he would like turn his flail on and he'd start spinning it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it's currently dark, but you're starting to make it glow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Those of you who can understand giant, the woman says, "Lead them in here. We'll set a trap."
Amazing.
Profit.
I thought we'd be able to see them by now, but yeah, I'll do nothing. Well, I'll move up closer.
Is that a pathway?
That is a pathway.
You just can't see shit.
It's hard, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's absolutely impossible, but that is a.
As before, I'll hold an action again.
All
If
right.
I see a giant get injured, I'll cast Hold the Dead on it.
Is there a way to put like the black walls of the map in front of the smog?
No.
Interesting.
No.
Is that not a pathway?
It is
No.
not.
I thought that was a pathway where they were, to be honest. Oh my god. I thought this was
Wow.
like really, really narrow. This
Yeah,
is
I thought
huge.
this was the other edge of it.
Yeah, I
It's-
thought it was like from there to
Yeah.
there, narrow, and that this was the main path.
Honestly, can't see
I
shit.
thought that would have been where the hill giant got stuck.
I see you. A hill giant launches a rock closest, and it's difficult to tell who's closest because there could be three of you.
I didn't even know they had dark vision.
The first one is at Roz. The second, who's that in the middle there? I can't quite see.
Prophet.
Profit.
Profit. I thought it might be. And
Now
Wild
is the
Gold is
time for a
three.
one shot.
All right, Roz. You're very ugly, Big Nose. And
The one he throws at me, I'll give him a 5.
he's not. All right, so he throws his rock.
And my character will seemingly jump at a random time, but it'll go
But-
underneath his.
That's it, and the boulder smashes beside you, Roz. Hey, why you do that, rock? And he then retreats. You hear the sound of another one charging through the darkness. I have my rock too. Yes, very good, very good. Now throw it. Nothing to throw at.
Throws it at the lady.
Just call out, throw it at your friend.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, gold.
Alright. If I got to here, would I still be able to see that giant there?
Through the smoke, so he has some pretty heavy concealment, but yes.
Would that give me like disadvantage on ranged attack roll with a firebomb?
That's exactly what it will do. Yeah. So you'll have disadvantages on all attacks unless you're within 5 feet of your target.
Alright. Then I will. I'll yell back. They're planning on
trapping us, by the way. They want to use traps on us and lure us in. And what do you think we should do? Should we go in anyway?
Can I still see its form? Like the giant?
A little bit, yeah. It's pretty unclear, but you can see it
So I could still cast like a save spell on it?
precisely.
I'll
Alright,
just,
well, no one said it. I'm just
I'll
gonna
just
go
say
up.
my bells can reach him from here. We can try to lure them.
Well,
we
if
can-
Roz was gonna say he'll start when he starts spinning his flail. He was gonna say out loud, just in common tongue. Oh, we're so lucky they didn't come and attack us in here. Well, they'd probably really screw us too, but we're lucky they're waiting for us. We're gonna screw 'em.
It's lucky we wait for them.
Alright, well,
Well, fuck it.
I'm charging at him. I can get to there with my movement speed, and I've still got 5 left over. And can I hit him there? Because he's
You
a massive
can.
player. Yeah.
That's it. And because you're within 5 feet, you don't have disadvantage.
Where is it? Frenzy, Rage, Reckless Attack, 2 strikes with my sword. That's disadvantage, not advantage.
All right,
So
2
they
hits.
both hit?
Yeah. Oh!
Oh, and
There's
since
so
I
many
saw an
numbers.
enemy take damage, I'll cast Toll the Dead.
All right.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
Take 17 points of necrotic damage.
What is that in total? Fucking
It's a fair bit, isn't it?
19 plus 15 plus 17.
32 and 19 is 51. Oh, I think that's right.
Gotta open up a calculator for these games.
Yeah. It's a devastating combination of blows in any case. Mommy, he's killing me!
Oh, gross. They're trying to hit on the. Oh.
Keeping the bloodline pure.
Are they lovers or are they Ugh, either or is just no.
You judgmental prick.
They're just keeping the bloodline pure, Saxon. Fuck!
No wonder they're
Alright.
so ugly.
Laura's gonna take out the maul and use the enlarge spell.
Nice. Suddenly you find that this tunnel's a little bit tight. You know,
And I can get 40 feet. So there, apparently.
excellent.
Oh wait, does her range increase because she's
No.
Big legs.
no?
Aw.
Be cool if it did. Oh.
Did using the spell use my action or
It does, yeah.
okay.
So you make yourself massive and you charge into there, and he just like puts his hands in front of his face and tries to hide.
Quick roll percept.
What's his stealth roll?
He has advantage because you can't see him.
You're right. This is a deception to his own mind, right?
That's right.
He is hidden.
He is hidden. He is now safe.
Nice. I'll just cast a sacred flame on the guy.
Oh well, that like spoils the fun then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll move forward. Oh, that's ruler. And
Mommy, he cooked me like a lamb chop.
amazing.
All right, and now there's a few of you in here, so the rest of the cave system becomes
Oh,
a bit more obvious.
she is a looker.
She's a beauty. My friend, one of my friends in one of the I can't remember, somewhere in America. He was his job was to sculpt D&D miniatures, and he sculpted. I think that's her. I think that's the picture of the hill giant female that he sculpted. It might not be, but magnificent miniature.
That's cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is
She's got
pretty
What an
amazing.
interesting job.
She's
Yeah.
got heads
Yeah.
or something on
It
it.
was funny. He'd never played D&D before. He joined my campaign. He's like, "Man, I work for like Wizards of the Coast. I make D&D miniatures, and I want to learn how to play the game." So it was,
What
yeah,
the
it was pretty
fuck?
cool. Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's a dream job.
Yeah, Ross.
I don't. The fire wouldn't give enough light for me to like. How much movement would I have?
Yeah, good question. Depends if you're willing to make an acrobatics check or not. It'll halve your movement speed, unless you make acrobatics DC 10 to navigate through the uneven floor.
I'll give it a go.
All right. All right. You are like a ballet dancer. You move at full speed.
30 feet, straight down the corridor.
It opens up into a wider corridor, and you can see that there are a couple of hill giants there ready, except each of them has a boulder ready in their hand. And they've been waiting until a couple of targets come in, but they're both ready. And now that there are 3 targets to choose from, they each attack. One is Luro.
I was
Yep.
gonna say Roz will be charging at this one too with his action,
Perfect.
so he will probably try to take a bit of the
Excellent, perfect. In that case, yeah, that one automatically throws at Roz, and the other one, 1d3. First one is Roz, then 2 Luro, 3 Waldo. All right. The one in front panics and just throws his rock immediately at Roz as it charges. And 16?
misses.
All right. This massive rock comes in, and you do use a shield, you don't, do you?
Yeah, I use a shield. I remove a
Beautiful.
shield and no armor. It's all Constitution. Is my
Crunch.
AC.
Just slap that rock away with a blow of your shield, and it bounces off the wall, disturbing the one. The other one picks up the female who has her rock ready, hurls it at Lura. Devastating blow, and you're collected in the side of the a rock as big as a lamb that smashes you and breaks 2 of your ribs.
Were you raging?
No, I forgot to.
No.
It's because I haven't hit anything this round either.
Indeed, indeed. By the way, there are burning horses in here. They've been partly eaten already, but they're on the way these guys cook burning humans as well. The way they cook, right, is they get a horse and they knock it on the head with a club, and then they throw it in the fire, and that's all. That's the process.
Straight in the fire.
Straight in the fire.
Char
So this-
grilled, baby.
Char grilled. It is completely blackened on one side. It's 3/4 raw on the other side. Haven't gutted it, haven't skinned it. It's just on fire.
That's
And
great.
then,
I love their technique.
It's a
Very-
hill giant special.
Very modern.
Very modern, traditional.
I'm gonna use feline agility so I can move double my action.
Zippity doodah.
So I can get to about down here.
A boulder lands at your feet after smashing and breaking into Luro's ribs.
Ooh, good thing it wasn't me. I'll going to shoot at the guy in front of me so I can get sneak attack damage.
Beautiful. You aim between Luro's legs. You feel something travel between your legs. There's a rush of a gust of wind, Luro, and suddenly a giant beyond struck. Oh! It hurts! Stop!
I was wondering, because I haven't done this before, can I use the
Yeah.
bonus action to like hide in the smoke? Because well, it's very like smoke.
It's absolutely. The smoke is that that you're able to just camouflage yourself against the wall and the miasma. Kill them! Whoever kills the most, I shall marry. Oh yes, mother. And the chieftainess runs in there and begins wildly swinging her clubs at the poor hapless Roz. 2 clubs. Let's see. No. Instead of using her club, she opens her arms wide like a cross position, and she closes her eyes, breathes in deep, sucks in her massive belly, wobbles her ample teats, and then falls over face first, collapsing onto Roz's body. She squashes you.
Gets to, yeah.
You are drowning in waves of woman flesh that clog up your mouth and trap you. If it wasn't for your trunk, you wouldn't be able to breathe. All right, you are grappled as you are smothered underneath this woman's endless waves of fat.
Oh wait, I gotta put damage in too. I didn't even
And
do that.
damage.
20.
Got yourself quite a catch there.
She's taken.
Oh, she smells. Oh god. Oh.
She rubs her, you are caught underneath her armpit.
I will move 25 feet here,
Beautiful.
and I will cast Cause Fear at a 2nd level spell slot and target both giants here.
All right, beautiful. 1, 2. Ah! It's a kobold! No! Run away!
It sounds about right. They have disadvantage.
All right, they are absolutely terrified. The kobolds, after all, are the masters of dragon. This one terrified giant can't get any closer to you, but he closes his eyes and swings wildly, trying to smash the choking, the drowning Roz. Bam bam. Disadvantage at both, right? Because of fear, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, and because his eyes are closed, he comes nowhere near you. Instead, just smashing stalactites and cracking the stone walls.
Could he hit his mother because of the crit that crit failed?
Ooh, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
On a 50% chance, on a 1, yes. But fortunately, she is blessed by the gods, and he would not dare hit her out of love and fear. To the south, meanwhile, the massive giant looks down at Luro. You're mine, Shorty! And tries to level Luro with a pair of blows to the head.
First one doesn't, second one does.
That's right. In the first one, he almost loses grip on his club, but he manages to recover it. And the second blow is phenomenally good, striking you across the jaw and knocking out one of your teeth. Me meant that.
I have 8 HP left.
Bam! You are stunned, swirling, and you hear the tinker as your tooth bounces off the floor beside you. Well, Gold, it was a king hit.
Dirty tactics, I say in giant, and I hit once. That hits for the damage. 16 damage on that one. I'll hit
Oh,
again.
that's 16, is it? 16 is
Yeah.
enough to cause him to sway and swirl and topple and finally fall. But he's still conscious. Do you use that second attack to finish him off?
I might as well since I already rolled it.
Might
Chop
as
his head
well.
off in one. Shring!
There you go. You may add that to your collection.
Hell yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, that's one less competition for the other guy now. He can now marry his mother.
True that. Happy ending.
And
They're
then
gonna be
seeing
mad
that
for like 5 minutes though.
Roz is smothered right now.
Roz
gonna-
has a mouthful of breast.
Oh, maybe he likes it. Who knows? You know what? To each their own. No, I'll use my feline agility, and I'll climb over the corpse and head over here. Alright,
Right.
so from there, yeah, I get there very easily.
Like some flabby stepping stone.
I'll get there, and I'll since she's. Do I have disadvantage? Oh, wait, no, I don't. have
Nice kitty, pretty kitty, purr.
Wait, is she laying on me? Is she prone?
She is. She's laying on you. She is loving you.
So you don't have to reckless if you don't want to, Tyler.
Okay, well, I
You're
did
gonna
anyway,
get it.
but that's alright. And I'll hit for 14 damage.
All right. Oh, that tickles. Luro, you are briefly, momentarily stunned. The pain is that kind of wave of pain where you initially get hit and the shock doesn't register, but now, 3 or 4 seconds after the strike, this ache in your jaw is phenomenal. You're seeing stars. The colors are all wrong, pinks and purples.
Out of frustration, Luro's gonna rage.
All right.
And he's gonna. Who does he see? This lady. Okay. He's gonna come over here. He won't hit anybody, will he?
No.
Yeah. Okay, he's gonna hit her twice.
Beautiful. She's currently poor Roz. But it just makes it an even easier target. Yeah, good call. Extra D4 two times from the enlarge spell.
So if you add that to your global damage mods as well, it'll roll it whenever you roll damage.
Beautiful. 24 and 731. You start pounding at it, and it's like maybe slapping a blanket. It gives that slap, slap, slap sound every time you beat her. All right. 31. Cool. All right. Aradel, as I
He is gonna move right behind Luro, seeing her just almost get her head caved in by a giant's club or fist or whatever he was using. And second level cure wounds. One hand on his symbol of Denier, and the other hand touching Luro's back to heal him for 13.
the pain subsides a little, Lura.
Yay.
And I don't have a bonus action, so I'm just gonna sort of stand there, like, what's up?
Roz, you are grappled, and armpit hair is scratching your eye.
Being grappled, do I have disadvantage on my attack rolls?
I don't think so. I'm pretty
I
sure
think it's
grappled just
restrained by
reduces your...
Yeah, it doesn't say I do, but I just want to double check because
No. No, that's the difference between restrained and grappled.
You are prone, however.
You are prone.
Oh, I have disadvantage on. Fuck. when you're prone, don't you?
Yeah.
I'll use. I'll try and get out of an armpit fart.
All right. And you make a grapple an escape artist check, which is athletics or acrobatics. How do you valiantly escape this lover's embrace?
I just push up her shoulder, and her whole right of her body just lifts a little bit, and I'm able to just get out.
The tuck shop arms are like a curtain of flesh that you have to fight to get through.
And I'll get up and I'll just smack her shoulder. Because I can't do that. With my
There might be an
so
action
two
thing.
attacks. Because I thought when you get like to break out of stuff, you get 2 checks, you get 2 attacks or something, wasn't it?
Maybe. We'll say that this time. I'm not sure. Is that we'll go with that? Yeah.
Oh no! Like oh no! Don't worry, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think when you break out of a grapple, it's your action, like breaking out of a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yeah.
Restraint.
Oh, so you can get 2 attempts, but okay, I see.
No, you only get one.
Well, no, because if you fail, because you
That's
get 2
two
attacks,
grapple.
Yeah, the grapple rules are strange like that. When you make an attack, you can make 2 grapple attempts.
Wait, okay.
But no, I don't think you get 2 grapple escape attempts. Yeah.
Okay, we learn something new every
Because that
day.
also because it works the same. I think the reason it's like that is the same reason why monsters have multi attack instead of extra attack. So monsters can only attempt to grapple once. You can only try to break out of a grapple once.
Okay,
Yeah, right. But a fighter with multiple attacks can attempt multiple grapples.
Yeah.
Because they can. Yeah. Okay. Interesting though.
I use half my movement to get up, and if I can, just position myself like maybe here, not leaving attack range.
Should have saved that action surge.
And I'll use I have an ability. I haven't used it in a while. Second Wind. 1d10 plus my final level.
You take a deep breath with that trunk, and even though it's filled with smoke, you are surging.
13 total.
13's not bad.
13? No, yes.
All right. Afternoon nap. The fog is the smoke here is thick, obscuring your vision.
Just gonna start heading down to where I saw the last dead one. See if I can see what everyone else is doing.
Beautiful.
Could I see the big fat lady?
You can, and at a distance of 10 feet, the smoke thins enough that it doesn't affect your attacks, your ranged attacks.
Your pew pew.
That's it. Unfortunately, however, her skin is thicker than that, and her cloth made of bear hide is just barely enough to deflect the unfortunately low blow.
Bear hide and a single raccoon in the middle.
Indeed. All right. Who's looking most injured? Probably Luro. Cunning and cruel as she is, she focuses her attacks on who she thinks might be most vulnerable. In this case, Luro. And she raises her club up high and tries to hammer it into the ground as if he was a nail, and she was driving him into the wall.
First one hits.
All right.
Do you have what? How do you have like under 13 AC?
I've got 12.
Maybe you should have asked for that major up.
Oh, Jackie, no, you're doing your AC wrong. You're doing your AC wrong because it doesn't calculate it automatically.
What?
Saxon had to help me. Your AC is your dex plus your cons. So if you've got plus 2 dex and plus 2 cons, you have 14 AC.
So
Plus 2 dex.
So go to the cog again in the top
Yeah.
right.
Barbarians have a unique ability where they can add not just their dexterity to their armor class, but also their constitution, but it doesn't factor it in.
Yeah,
but
there's
yeah,
an
I'll let
option you
Saxon
can
explain it.
choose. I'm trying to remember where it is. Oh yeah, so yeah, in the middle section, in the attribute
Mhm.
options little box, the second line from the bottom, it says armor class tracking, right? It's a drop box when you click on automatic, and you can click on custom, and it'll open up custom AC.
Yep.
That's 10 plus, and then it's another drop box. Put that as dex, and then put the other one as con, and then it'll auto calculate for you,
Okay.
and then you can switch back to core.
15.
That's it. That's
There
it.
you go.
So none
And,
of them hit.
Beautiful. And so she swings these devastating blows, and the 13 technically does strike you, but you're just that tough that you shrug it off, right? You've just been beaten by a tree trunk, and it's like being beaten by a feather pillow.
Pillow fight?
That's right. Exactly right.
Hell yeah.
Well, Prophet, you see this demonstration of strength as the massive hill giantess starts beating down on Luro, and even though it strikes true, she shrugs it off. What do you do?
It's time to cast Toll the Dead. As known as
Indeed, it is.
I
Who
had
needs
Hit
sense
Mind
also?
Spike, but now my cantrips do more damage.
It does so
Indeed.
much. It's crazy.
I really hope she fails.
That's insane.
That's almost max.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
god.
She takes 30 necrotic damage.
She ages 30 years as you see the flesh just fall off her corpulent frame, and she looks like an elderly woman within an
That's
instant.
2 off max damage.
Holy shit.
Mama, you're so ugly.
I saw him move away.
Exactly, it's like me not know if me love you anymore.
That's for the best.
Yeah, because of the cave, like he might have moved out of sight of me as well.
Probably did. He's attacking Roz.
So this means
Well,
he
you're
doesn't get
attack-
disadvantage
good
because
point.
the target is out of unless I decide to move it. Unless I move into the room.
Yeah, no, that's a very good ruling, man. You're absolutely right. Yeah. 14 and 10, Roz. Unless you were reckless.
No, I,
He's a
I can't do
fighter.
that.
I
I'm
didn't
fighter.
think so. I didn't think so. I just wanted to make sure. All right, cool. All right, Wild Gold. The giant are heavily wounded. They're both terrified, but they're holding their own, and they've put up a fight.
Me slay. It's the first one. I'll do the damage. 22.
Crunch. It's a crippling blow, but she stands.
Next attack. That's another 22.
Yeah, it brings her to her knees, and then she falls, dead at your feet, reaching out for her son's hand. Mother! I love only you.
Fucking weird. I'm gonna move over her corpse to get to there and use my last attack on this guy. Reckless. 15.
Is enough to break through that thick, warty skin.
18 damage.
I loved her!
That's weird.
She was so fat! Luro, you still ache. You're feeling a little better. The giantess falls dead at your feet, and the last one starts crying.
Laura's gonna walk over her
She wobbles underneath your feet.
to get to that one. He's gonna hit twice.
All right.
Don't know if that one hits.
It will not. It'll bounce off his corpulent belly.
You have a D4 to add to those. I did bless you at the start.
All
So it only
right.
works once.
No, for a
No,
whole
no,
minute.
that's yeah.
I think
Oh,
for 1
okay.
minute, I
Turns.
think maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so the first one would be a 13 then.
That's enough.
No, you roll the D4.
No, you add,
I
yeah, you-
roll it?
yeah,
What?
you-
It's a D4.
so
Yeah, add 1d4, so /R 1d4.
Yeah.
So every attack I think you do, Jacko, because Saxon
Okay.
blessed you, you add 1d4 to every attack roll for the next minute, okay?
Okay.
And saving
So
throws.
And saving throws.
11.
Not quite enough. It
No.
bounces off his fat belly.
Okay,
The second one.
Second one. Whoops. Oh, 1d4.
Yep. And this time, however, the satisfying sound of some bones crunching underneath. Big, thick, ribbed bones as broad as a tree, but they break under the impact of your blow.
Crunch.
That's it. That's exactly the sound. A snap, like a tree trunk being broken in a storm. Aradel, you hear the sound echoing through the cave.
I'll get close enough to be able to cast a range spell with not at disadvantage.
All right, that will have to be in basically 10 feet range. Yeah,
I think I'm in range there.
that'll do.
So I'd like to second level guiding bolt.
You stand on the shoulder of a dead giantess.
I want to get off this body as soon as I can.
Standing on the shoulders of giants. That's
Oh,
like a metaphor. Anyway,
Oh wow, natural 20
pretty good.
at second level is 17 plus 7, so 24.
All right. The giant is furious, and he seems to ignore every blow as he flies into this angry frenzy.
The next attack is at advantage as well.
That will be your attack, Roz.
I'll go for the knee, like always.
Indeed. But his knees are strong and bony.
Oh, it had advantage because of the.
Indeed, it does. Of course. We
You
just
also
said
have
it like
blessed
8
too,
seconds
Roz.
ago, right?
I'm blessed too.
Yeah, I blessed Roz, Wild, and Deliverance.
No one pays any attention to your god.
I mean,
I
he's
do,
technically
don't worry.
missing.
And then I'll follow up with Flame Skull.
I just didn't know how it worked.
Indeed. All right, devastating couple of blows. It shatters his poor kneecap, adding a popping sound following the crunch from the broken bones.
And for my movement, without, I'll just like move forward a little bit. Will that, it shouldn't bring it. Will it bring an attack of opportunity or no?
It will not. No. If the woman was alive, it would, but no. From him, it does not.
Okay, and that's me done.
All right, afternoon nap. The battle is definitely going in our favor. However, the smoke is just as thick as ever.
That means I probably just need to get close.
Yeah,
I like the circling tactic.
beautiful. Like the vultures outside, you cut off any escape he might have.
It's like a free action to like just drop my crossbow and stab it with the rapier instead.
Since they're
It
both one-handed
is.
weapons, can't you hold one in each?
You
Oh
could.
yeah, I forgot about that.
You'd be like totally pirate swashbuckler cool.
And then I just like
Huzzah.
Did you stealth after your last attack?
Nap needs a gun.
He did bonus
no.
action stealth.
No, but you get sneak attack nonetheless.
Oh, he must have forgot to roll. The stealth. I mean.
no, I always forget to stealth.
Yeah.
Oh,
It just
right,
would
'cause-
be an advantage if you did. That's the only thing I was going to
Yeah,
say.
that's right. It is too. Yeah. In any case, however, your blow is enough, if not quite to kill him, to finish him off mentally. Where do you stab this not quite fatal blow?
Because he's very tall, I'll go for the ankles.
Oh!
Me.
He just falls over, howling in pain, clutching his Achilles tendon. He's still conscious, he's still capable of attacking, but he loses the spirit to fight. He's just howling, rolling around in agony, and calling out for his mother. Prophet, this giant is defeated. It might retaliate and strike back like some wounded animal, but you don't think so. It's more like a child that might have broken its leg in a game.
Well, he's a giant, and we kind of have mercy to the enemy.
You are at war, are you not?
Hopefully, that's enough to like finish him off. Like,
The bell tolls for thee. There are dead horses, dead people wearing the sigils of the Lion Costa, which is a kind of trading company, a relatively well-regarded trading
It's like
company.
Costa Coffee.
Maybe. And unless you're interested in char grilled, overcooked on one side, raw on the other side horse, or the dead bodies of men and their chainmail,
do
there
we
is
have any
nothing of value.
identifying insignia or like signet rings?
Lion Costa.
Nothing that identifies them as individuals only.
Can I take one of the banners?
Yeah.
These
Can I take the head of the giantess?
Absolutely. Her eyes are still open and they're looking at you accusingly.
I'll say a quick prayer over the people's bodies to Denier.
Yeah. They're it looks like they preferred the human flesh to the horse because they ate them first.
Hmm.
If no one's gonna get this one's head, I'll also take its head.
You may add it to your
Rosal.
collection.
Let me cut it off with
Rosal.
my hands.
Ros
Were you
can't do
taking it,
this,
Ros?
yeah. No, I only have a flail. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, literally, literally.
Well, you have to rip it off with your trunk. Like,
But add the I haven't added the hill giant head that you wanted to mine. You add it to yours, but it's still I've
okay.
still got it on me technically.
I see.
Predator style.
It's just
rip its head
easier
off with all
to
the
handle gold
spines.
that way. Alright, well, I mean, if there's nothing else, then I've gotten the head, so I'm gonna start heading out as
Haha, get it?
I do.
Ros will follow.
Yeah. After I say the quick prayer, I'll go. Don't want to die of smoke inhalation.
All right. So where are we now? We're in the middle of that's right, in the crags. So you return to the site of the caravan that was sacked, smashed with a boulder, and left to be plundered, which it was plundered. You can see that the footprints lead off in the other direction. They're now an extra day old or so. The castle is still there with the kids and everyone else. What do you do at this point?
just get everyone ready to keep going if it's not
it night
like
time?
nighttime.
I guess it probably might. It probably would be, wouldn't it, by this stage?
We would have
Get
been in there for a
resting.
bit.
What we could have done was
Yeah.
we could have just blocked the exit and they would have died of smoke inhalation.
Eventually, yes.
Goldest Tower in the road.
It appears that this plundered caravan was not completely free of treasure. Everything that could be found was taken, but since Jar Access was here for so long, and the champion as well, Jar Access had enough time to sort of scan over it,
Just
and
climbed
he
out the
managed to
window of the
find.
tower.
Well, he went for a bit of a walk. Yeah. In any case, he's found a tapestry. The tapestry is called the Princess of Malerkin. It's worth 200 gold pieces, and it basically depicts a beautiful red-haired dwarven princess.
Cool.
Oh, I put it in the party. Also return the tapestry.
Return the tapestry. Is it a Lion Costa caravan?
Yeah, the caravan and the guards. Yeah, with
Yeah, sure. Might as well. I recount the events without gruesome detail to the kids.
Wow, did he bleed?
A lot.
No,
Wow!
Gruesome details. We
Everywhere.
went to a cave and then we left.
Did you bash their brains out?
I cut their heads off.
Wow!
Stop encouraging them.
What? It's the truth.
The truth hurts, Aradel, says one.
Well, you'll learn to value it one day.
That they will. One day. One day. To find out if the next day is tomorrow, we will tune in next week.
Find out next episode
And everyone
on
say goodbye.
Wild and Friends.
Just so you know, I do have Zone of Truth prepared.
But I've got the best level 1 score though.
What do you
Command,
got?
Distort value.
What's that do?
distort value. Is that the whatchamacallit thing?
It's one of the new like AI spells.
Yes, the Acquisitions Incorporated ones.
Can
Yeah,
you
it
increase
makes
the value of things?
it makes items appear I think twice as valuable.
Perfect. Best friends. Friends forever.
I only have one damaging spell equipped.
Cast a spell on an object no more than 1 foot on each side, doubling the object's perceived value.
Does that mean the giant? Are the giant's head 1 foot?
We don't really
Like-
sell them. We hand them in for bounty.
True.
But like if you put on a magic item and stuff like that, sell that.
Dude, what if
The head
what if
itself
when
is
we
not
find
the yeah.
what if it works on bounties? What if when I find Weevil, I ball him up and then you cast it on him and then I get 10,000 gold.
But it's a bounty. You're not selling him.
Hey,
It's not
Could
the
always
object.
stones. His value though is 5,000 gold. It increases the value.
So, I will now at all
Right,
times.
everyone say goodbye to Sash.
Bye,
Goodbye,
Sash.
Sash.
Goodbye.
See you, Sash.
Thanks, everyone.